Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Having some issues with audio. Computer forced an update. Trying to get things fixed. But I wasn't really saying much. The only thing that I really said was the reason there was no stream on Monday was because I went and saw the Mario movie, which was very good, and then before that, I saw Project Hail Mary, which was also very good. And because both of those movies haven't been out for very long, I know Mario's been out for like what, a week. I didn't want to yap about a movie, and that I'm going to assume a lot of people haven't seen yet. So yeah, in order to avoid spoilers for brand new movies, I decided just to not. Also, I saw the movie relatively late, so I would have been late to stream anyway. But tonight we're gonna be watching season 4, or at least some of it, of the hit 90s interior decorating show, Decorating Sense. I'm hoping that my desktop audio is good. I'm just gonna...
Hi, and welcome to Decorating Sense, the show that gives you great decorating ideas for a lot.
Y'all hear that? Gonna wait for confirmation from chat. Let me look at Joan.
Bless. I'm Joan Steffen. And today we are going to make that 7-year-old boy very happy. We are going to give him a bedroom makeover individualized to his current interests, which at the moment are cowboys and horses. And we'll do it for under $500.
Excellent, excellent.
Yep, we'll turn Carlo's older sister's bedroom into a cozy room for him. He's dreaming of cowboys and horses, so giddy up, we will decorate Western.
Yeah, nothing like picking a kid's hyperfixation to decorate a bedroom for.
And meet a
I can't see anything going wrong there.
Decorated her rooms in themes and on a budget.
Thank you, Joan.
This home has 4 children living in it. 4 children, 1 teenage girl and 3 boys, ages 7, 5, and 4.
That poor girl.
And right now the 3 boys are sharing 1 bedroom. This, though, is the 13-year-old girl's bedroom. And as most 13-year-olds do, she is in search of privacy, so she's moving downstairs to get some of that. And her 7-year-old brother is inheriting this room. And as we said, he's in search of a little privacy himself, and he loves Western art, he loves cowboys, he loves horses. So we are going to do that in his new space. It's going to be decorated with a Western theme. But we are also going to try to give him a classic design that he can grow with. How are we going to do that? I don't know. But the person who does know is Nadia Ramirez, interior designer. Thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what are we going to do? How are we going to give him all that he wants, the Western and a classic design?
Well, first of all, we're going to work with a lot of different fabrics, some stripes, plaids, and toiles. We're going to have a couple
Fringe!
of different dust ruffles, and the first one is going to have all the stripe here, and also we're going to have one with some fringe on it. And we're going to have 2 dust ruffles. So as he grows, and we want to, change the room a little bit, as he grows, we can remove the one with the fringe.
Good idea. And these are the colors we're going to be working with paint, too.
Right, and they match exactly with the fabric choice that we have here, and I think they're going to look really good.
Perfect.
Sure.
And you have gotten some great bargains when it comes to furniture.
Yes,
Is that right?
I have.
What
Yes.
have you got?
I have a dresser, and that was about $30, and we're going to fix that up.
Wow.
And a rocking horse, and that was about $10, and also a little stool, and that was like $4.
And the beneficiary of all this is Carlo. We better introduce Carlo. Carlo, come on in here. Can you say hello to everybody? Hi. Hi. This is going to be a very cool room. You're going to have a room all to yourself. Isn't that neat? Yeah. Yeah. You want to introduce this?
Sure, this is actually my son Carlo, and he is 7, and he's excited to have his own room.
This will be very cool. And we're going to do
And he's
all
totally
this
thrilled with being on
for
camera.
Under $500. Well, this is your basic 13-year-old girl's bedroom, floral and feminine. When we're done, it will be perfect for a 7-year-old boy.
Baby sale.
And our
What a
goal is
weird
twofold.
poster.
One, to give it a Western theme to please Carlo, and two, to create a room that will last and appeal through his growing years. The latter
Those
will
closet
please
doors
Mom
are
and
the
Dad.
worst.
So, with paint and rollers in hand, let the challenge begin. This is the rich red color we'll apply to the walls.
Oh, they hired people to do it this time. It's not just the two of them. That's impressive.
Well, it took 2 coats of paint, but you can already see how great the transformation is. The next step is the chair rail. We painted out the wood in this beige.
Did you know that red is probably not a great idea for a room color? Because it stimulates, like, the heart rate. Which is why, like, red sports cars are such a big thing. Because people see it and they go, ooh, I like it. That's why also a lot of fast food chains will have red. Because it's very energizing. Not ideal for, what was he, a 7-year-old? Oh my god, you're right. She is dressed like... Joan's dressed like Mario.
Tusk color. Then, to add interest and contrast below the chair rail, we freehand drew thin stripes in the same beige hue, not worrying if the stripes weren't perfectly matched. We let the width of our roller be our guide. What are the odds that I can actually paint and talk at the same time? Well, maybe you better talk. How about if you do have a tip for us?
Yeah, what we're using here is a paint recipe of 2 parts glaze to 1 part paint, and it's making the paint kind of soft and see-through, real subtle, and it's very easy to work with. And if you make a little mistake, you just take a damp cloth, let's see here, right here, and wipe it, and you can just go over it again, and it's supposed to look kind of fun and freehand.
I'll ignore the fact that you dissed my work. I do need a rag, but this is fun.
It looks
I'm having a
great.
good time. Okay, when we're done with this, what's the next thing?
I think we're going to bring the bed in and set everything up.
Great. Bring in the bed we did. We positioned the bed directly underneath the window. Take a close look at this oak footboard and headboard. We found this twin bed at a local
I don't hate
thrift
that
shop
headboard.
for just
Looks bad.
20
Looks not
bucks.
bad.
It was in great condition.
The
we didn't have to do
stripes, on the
anything
other
to it.
hand.
Simply attach
Good
it
God.
to the bed frame. We dressed the bed in a mix of coordinating fabric patterns and colors. The bottom dust ruffle is this.
Yes,
striped
because what a
fabric
boy
only.
wants
The
is
top dust ruffle was made to add a little fun to our Western motif. hence the
floral.
cowboy fringe. This ruffle
Floral
can
patchwork.
easily be removed as the child grows older, or if he wants to eliminate the Western theme altogether. On the twin duvet cover, Nadia introduced another pattern, toile. Bordering the toile is the stripe, and the inner piping is the red beige fabric with deep red cording on the outer edge. Flipping the duvet over, more detail, 2 fabric patterns, and vintage red buttons for closure. These same fabrics were varied in the pillowcases and the decorative pillow. No detail was omitted.
like,
And yes,
this is the 90s. I'm sure that there were, like, bedspreads and stuff with cowboys on it. You don't need to go as, like, handmade and, like patchwork with it. Like, this is, I think season 4 was 98, so I don't know if, like John Wayne and all that were still big. I'm gonna assume they were. But, like, go to J.C. Penney's. Go pick out a comforter set. There you go.
even in the window treatment, rod pocket panels hanging from a black.
Actually, wait,
iron
98.
rod
What
with
time?
birdcage
When
fin
did
them.
Toy Story come out? Toy Story was around then, right? This is not a 7-year-old
Bed and the
boy's
window,
room. This is a girl's room.
$44. I love those curtains and the bed. It's great. And at the
thank
end
you.
of the bed,
Aw,
what a cute little
he's
flower
kind
here.
of cute though.
Yeah, how much
He's got
was
no
that?
ears.
$10.
It does not look like a $10 rocking horse, but it did start out looking like a $10
Yeah, it
rocking
did.
horse. Oh my goodness. Didn't look like there was that much to work with.
Well, it was really fun. I used it's called milk paint, and it gives you an automatic kind of aged look, and then I sanded it to distress it a little bit more. And then on the rails, we just wrote Ride 'em Cowboy.
I like that. Now milk paint, that's that powdery paint?
Right.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And you used that on this bargain over here too.
Yes, we did. This is also milk paint that was distressed, and then I sanded a little bit to give it the older look to it.
It's got
I mean, a kid's room, I don't mind the distressed look because they're gonna beat up
Tell me
a
what you paid for this.
any kind of
The chair
furniture you
was
have in there
$6,
anyway.
and the stool was only $4.
Quite a bargain when you see what you turned it into.
That's right.
It looks great. Let's show everybody the stencils. This is a really great way to work the cowboy theme in too. You've got the cowboy boot and the branding iron and the star. It looks great. Can you show me how to do it?
Yes, I've got one more star here. I'll show you real quickly.
Okay.
And all you
Yeah,
have to do
Toy
is hold
Story
it down
came out in
firmly.
'95, so there would have definitely been
Just dab your paint and
like,
hold down the stencil
Disney
firmly, and then you just
store
pounce it in
branded
here until you have enough color.
Okay, just keep going.
comforter
Okay,
sets.
Until you like the color, and you're done.
Are we done?
There
Oh,
you
that
go.
looks great. Now what? This has to cure.
Yeah, this stays wet for about 3 days, so you don't want to touch it, but then it'll be perfect.
Keep the 7-year-old off the chair.
That's right.
Did we mention we love the worn look? We do, so much so we aged this shelf using a 2-step crackle product.
I don't hate that.
And we crackled this peg rack.
That looks
And yes,
stupid.
even this little cowpoke name plaque.
That's immediately
Worn
going in a
looks.
drawer.
This old dresser wasn't in the best condition when we picked it up for $30. It was chipped, stained, and missing some drawer pulls. We gave the dresser a new look with 3 coats of red and beige paint. The last
You
coat
could
was
just
an
strip
antique
it
medium
and
rubbed on to give it an aged look.
restain it.
The 2 large
Don't
diamonds
paint
are
over your
accented with
furniture!
the red. And when all the drawers are closed, the diamonds fill the front, top to bottom. Well, all that's left, the finishing touches.
Oh, I like that print. That is the horse that we do not touch. It is a clown dresser. I hate it. And there's the stuff that we don't touch in this children's room. Aw, itty bitty baby rug.
This does not look like the same room at all. Where did the little girl's room go?
Looks great, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does look great. But you know what? We should ask the family, the Ramirez family. Come on in here. We have Pablo. We have Stasio. Of course, you know Carlo back there, and this is Grisha. So, oh, thumbs up already? We got a thumbs up from Carlo. Ultimate praise.
Great.
That's good enough. And you don't mind losing the room, right? There's maybe a little thumbs down on that. How much did you end up spending?
Just $460.
Remember, she owes you $40. Okay? Okay. Let's take a look back at everything we've done in this room, taking it from a girl's bedroom to a cowboy bedroom.
You remember, this room began as a girl's pretty floral bedroom.
Like the before is
Our challenge
boring.
was to get it ready for 7-year-old Carlo to move in and take over.
This is a bit much.
We will say, mission accomplished. We did just that in a Western motif.
Surprised they didn't paint the doors.
The room is warm and cozy and individualized to his current cowboy interests.
Oh my
And
god.
the basic look is classic, and we think will last through Carlo's growing years.
Until you have to repaint the entire frickin' thing because he hates cowboys now.
It's time once again for Trash to Treasure. That's where we show you how to turn your garage sale finds into great home furniture and accessories. And today we are back at Sticks
Now
to
these
Stones,
hints are usually
a
either hit or
furniture
miss.
store in Minneapolis.
Let's see.
And the owner, Rob Whitleff, is going to show us how to make a wonderful birdhouse using old bed parts. Hi, Rob.
Hi.
Nice to see you
It's
again.
nice to see you.
Okay, explain this birdhouse and bed part thing.
Yeah, well, what we're doing is creating a great little decorative birdhouse
That is
using old bed parts as details on it.
This is making more sense. I was thinking mattresses. It
Yeah,
wasn't going to
no,
work.
I'm not that creative.
Okay.
I don't think
What's
anyone
this?
is. What we're doing on this one, basically I went to an antique store and found this birdhouse. It was in pretty poor condition. It was something that used to mount to a wall, so it had a bottom lip and a top piece and just was real dark and dreary.
Okay, but you saw something. eh?
Well, what we saw was basically recreating something using, again, some old bed pieces. What we've done on this one here is we simply started by taking this old bed rail, chopping off the tips here, and using those as feet on this piece.
That's cute. I like
So it
that.
lifts it up. We cut off the bottom part that used to exist.
Uh-huh.
Then we took this simple detail here, cut off the top part, and just basically adhered it to the top there. So you're seeing just the different components. We've done the same thing on the sides. Seeing the different components just make
But is it a
decorative.
functional
We've done
birdhouse?
the top on this to an old piece of tin, some interesting detail. And then what I do probably on this piece is paint it out like in a brighter color, in a blue or in a white, something real crisp.
That
That
would
would
be great.
really make it a whole different piece.
Yeah, that would be. It would be a birdhouse any bird would be proud to live
It
in.
would be a birdhouse and bird would be proud of it.
I like it. Now this is cute. I always look for new ways to display flowers in the, just any season.
Any season. It's a
Yeah.
really very simple thing to do. Most people have old bottles lying around their house underneath their kitchen sink, different various sizes. What we've done on this is simply bound all these 3 bottles together with this copper wiring here, just going around a number of times. Then we've created one loop that comes up to the top. We've spiraled it and then put it back down, and it makes a great little flower vase. This is something you could hang like from a tree if you wanted to, do a bunch of them, or you could just set it
I
on
don't
a
mind
tabletop,
that.
Either way.
You can do with various.
Using
sized,
actual floral
bottles.
wire
Yep,
would be
very sized
a hell of a
bottles.
lot
You could do
cheaper.
a much larger opening on the top here. You could possibly
Than just
turn it
using
into a handle and use it as a taper holder.
Raw copper.
Yeah.
Now wagons, old wagons, I have always loved. What are we going to do with this?
Old wagons, it's something you can find, at like a tag sale or a yard sale for under $20 most of the time. People just want to get rid of them.
Uh-huh.
What this one we're going to do with is simply pull these side pieces off because they're not very sturdy.
Okay, and they're easy
And,
to take
yep,
off.
Take those right off, and then we're just going to simply add a piece of glass. Now this is something we had existing around here. It's not cut to size, but it definitely fills the need.
Sure.
So it's again recycling something you have. Now you've got a great little coffee
I
table.
think the flowers need to go
Yep,
on there.
flowers,
I put a piece of glass on it.
birdhouse.
Table.
And this is great
Revolutionary.
for a porch. It's mobile, so if you're having an outdoor entertaining party, you could take it and drag it in front of an old glider, whatever you want to do.
And if you didn't want to display things on top, you could display things inside.
That'd be a great idea.
Memorabilia box.
And I can use my
Box,
wagon
fill it up with sand.
as a wagon.
This is my favorite. I
Isn't this
love
great?
this. I think this is so cool.
What we've done on this piece here is simply using just a generic board on the back. We've taken old doorknobs that have been lying around the house and put them on the wall and created a great little rack. Something to put your hats on, put your old shirts on, whatever you want to do. On this
That's
piece here, we've actually
clever
used 3
because
old
a
ones
lot
here
of
in the middle,
times
and
like
that's
antique
the new
stores or
doorknobs
thrift
here.
stores will
You
have
can
just
go
a
build a
bucket
bucket,
of
whenever you-
old
I
knobs
like it. I
for
like
real
it.
cheap.
That'd be a great look.
Towels
Be a great
on.
look.
Yeah. Love these ideas. Thank you
Thanks.
so much.
It's good to see you.
Nice to see you too. And I hope you'll stay with us because when we come back, we're going to introduce you to a woman who has decorated her home in themes on a budget.
Is that a whole ass moose? Is that a whole
The
ass
homeowner you're about
moose?
to meet has used themes to decorate many of the rooms in her house. Daisies, bunnies, and a moose head.
The newlyweds who purchased this home were faced with a big job when they moved in. Nearly every room in the house needed some serious cosmetic work. Temery and Tom Pugh decided to tackle the decorating problem with a different theme for almost every room.
We call this the moose room. When we were shopping,
That's a whole ass moose. Yeah, I can see why you would base the room around it.
Shopping for a house, never did I think I was going to have to focus on finding a special room for the moose. However, I didn't want the moose in the living room, I didn't want it in the dining room, and I certainly didn't want it in our bedroom. So when we found this house,
But what's
this
the
was
moose's
a small,
name?
cozy room that fit the moose perfectly. The room itself had floor-to-ceiling paneling, and we decided to take that down and replace it with textured walls that we painted with a cranberry color to add that warmth and glow that we kind of wanted for this room.
To coordinate with the outdoor theme, Temri and her husband accessorized with
I'm 90% sure that moose
lures
is
from her
real.
husband's grandfather, an antique fishing basket, and antique duck decoys help add to the fishing.
Whoever
hunting
tamed
lodge
that moose
feel.
head is
Hunting takes on a new meaning when you hear about much of the
It's
furniture
just
in the room
amazing.
because Temri is a scrounger. She and her husband discovered this green velvet chair mouse-eaten and falling apart in an abandoned barn. And what could be more perfect for the moose room than this mirror made from an antique horse collar, a very fitting gift from her grandparents. This clawfoot side table was tucked back in the same barn covered in cobwebs. Dusted off and restained, it is a treasure.
You know, I don't hate this. The only thing in this room that I don't like is the bedspread
All
that they
things
keep
combined,
kind
the
of
effect is rugged and informal, a perfect
passing
place to
through.
hang a moose.
If they zoom out, we can see it. Yeah, like, what is this blanket situation? My God, like I get that the red matches the paint, but oh my God,
The guest bedroom has an entirely different theme. Welcome to the Daisy Room.
This is our
aw,
guest
that's
bedroom.
cute.
And we tend to have a lot of company, and so we wanted this room to have a very warm feel of a bed and breakfast.
Imagine a relaxing breakfast in bed using this tray stacked with antique daisy dishes. What a charming touch. The bed itself was found free in the trash. A little white spray paint and its clean simplicity coordinates wonderfully.
Nothing beats
with the
free
daisy
99.
theme. For the windows, delicate sheer daisy curtains were a steal for only 15 cents for the pair at a thrift shop. Every detail of this rustic room has a story, and this mirror is no exception. Temri found the frame in an abandoned farmhouse and had a mirror cut to fit.
Yeah, if I had a whole
With
moose
almost everything
head,
given or
I
found
would base a
free,
room
this
around it.
music stand might be the most expensive piece in the room at a mere $25 from an antique shop.
then it's a
With
moose
the
head. It's
display
not
case,
cheap.
Daisy housewarming gifts brought by family and friends when they come to visit.
Hey, we heard you like daisies, so here's some daisies.
Another room, another theme. Yes, bunnies abound in here. The theme in this room unfolded as Temri began collecting vintage baby quilts with bunnies on them.
That's not a bunny, that's a cat.
Here, old wooden blocks allow no mistake as to which room this is. Temri has created a darling vignette with the wooden blocks, bunnies, and baby clothes which she purchased from antique shops because of detail like this.
Oh,
In place of nails, Temri has used bunny hooks to hang pictures. They are adorable. For nostalgia's sake, Temri used furniture from her and her husband's childhoods to fill the room, which will one day become the nursery.
This is our first home, and with it just being the two of us, the house
Beanie
this size
babies.
seemed really overwhelming at first. But we broke it down and decided to make it more manageable by taking it room by room, theme by theme. We've purchased lots of different items at antique shows, flea markets, and garage sales to fill up these rooms. We've had just a great time with a project that could have been potentially really hard.
For questions or comments, please write to Decorating Sense in care of HGTV, Box 5. There's one Ramirez that we haven't met yet, so let's just come on in here. It was a husband and wife effort on the walls in
That's
here,
right.
right? So what did you...
holy. That's a lot of... Just a lot of...
guys do?
Well, we did a color wash, which is a combination of paint and water, which is like half and half. And we put it on with one brush, and then the next person came with a dry brush and just kind of wiped it away and made it real soft and real subtle. We did this about 3 different times to get the
Great.
full effect.
Great technique, and I like the artwork on here. That's your work, right?
That's
That's
right.
mine.
So how'd you do that?
Well, my wife gave me a book to look at, and she liked some of the ideas in the book, so I took it from there and I did my own thing with it.
Great, Mark. I bet the kids love this. Carlos,
Yeah,
probably gonna
they
hate to
do.
leave that behind.
We would show everybody that came in.
I'll bet. Well, it's awesome.
Thanks.
Thanks for letting us into your house today. We had a good time.
We're not gonna address
And
the.
remember, with a little imagination,
matching
you can
bedspread
make
and
dreams come
curtains?
true for less. I'm Joan Steffen. Thanks for watching.
I guess not.
Hi, and welcome to Decorating Sense, the show that gives you great decorating ideas for a lot less. I'm Joan
It's a
Steffen.
home office
And today we
remodel.
are going to give you a lesson in design. We will take a spare room
Oh,
that's
teach us,
already
Joan.
undergone
Teach
some
us.
decorating changes and finish it off using more ingenuity than money, pulling it together to give it a sense of function and purpose using fabric remnants and paint. And we'll do it for under $500. That's right, we'll bring this room across the finish line, transforming it from a partially decorated spare bedroom into a charming provincial office. In Trash to Treasure, find out how to make a display shelf from an old ladder. And
I have
we'll
high
show you
hope
how to
for
give
this
a fresh
one.
new look to
It's
the
not a
living room
bedroom.
without spending a dime.
Though I'm sure we all remember the nightmare that was the cartoon laundry room.
Today we're going to be spending our time in what could have been described as a typical spare room once the daughter of the house moved out. And her mother had hoped to turn this room into, oh, I guess her haven, her sitting room, a place where she could do office work. And she's got a great start here. If you look around the room, you see fabulous upholstered pieces. She brought the fabric back from France, so it has a real great meaning to her. And it's beautiful, but she hit that wall that a lot of us do, kind of like a decorating burnout thing, where she had the main pieces in the room, but the room still didn't look pulled together. So we are going to let Courtney Yasmine pull this room together for us in her matching dress.
Hi, Joan.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
So what do you think?
Yeah, we do have these great pieces that we've started with, but we still want to bring the room up to a level of sophistication and feminine, formal
French
formality. That's more French provincial. So we have already stripped the wallpaper. It was this pale pink stripe, which was from the child's room. We had
Little
hoped it would be
girls.
good enough, but really isn't good enough.
So you're going to add some.
We're going to be using this salmon and this light lichen green, which will, I think, do what we need it to do.
Oh, it is going to pull this room together. But we do have some mismatched furniture pieces in here, like this contemporary little nightstand over here. How do you
Right.
pull that together?
All of the other pieces in the room that were left over, we need for storage. So what we're going to do is paint them the same color as the wall, so they kind of disappear.
Good idea.
And then we can really focus on our great new French pine desk.
That is a wonderful desk. It's not a bad focal point. Well, this room is going to pull together really well. I'm excited about it. And of course, we're going to do it for under $500. This room is off to a great start with the beautiful upholstered daybed, chair, and window valances.
Not much you can do to fuck it up.
But the visual impression of the room lacks cohesive impact.
And the paint colors
The homeowner
aren't
made a
bad
good
in
start
theory.
the new office, but has reached a decorating stalemate. But we'll soon change that. We'll use 2 different colors of paint, lichen green,
I like in
Salmon.
that green.
lichen green for the bulk of the walls.
Okay. Green is a good paint color. Green is a calming color, which is good for like an office space.
And salmon for above the plate railing.
Like a reverse watermelon.
Salmon paint was continued down around the doorway to emphasize the contrast between the 2 colors and create visual interest. We like the crisp white contrast of the shelves against the salmon and green, so we left them unpainted.
I don't hate
But
this.
to give them a more sophisticated architectural touch, we nailed white crown molding along the edging. Total cost, $24. We've got a big transformation going with the paint already, but you want to add more window treatments, is that right?
Right. When we came into the project after we'd already done the upholstery, we had these valances up, and we noticed that especially for sitting in the evening, which is a big part of what this room is about, that these windows become kind of just a black open space that is not warm.
Right. So what do you do?
So we also had
At
a lot
night,
of scraps,
the window becomes
but they were
dark.
quite small scraps, no large yardage left of the fabrics from the upholstery, and none of this was enough to make a valance on its own. But if we join the fabrics in the way that we did here, where we're
What is
using
that
the
accent?
border stripe around
Minnesota?
the edges and then this to fill in, we have enough to make our cafes after all. And this floral down here is the only time that we're using this pattern horizontally. Otherwise, we've always used it vertically. So it adds a little bit of interest to do it a different way.
Yeah, it's much more interesting to do it this way. Let's hang them up.
We mounted the cafe curtains on inexpensive metal rods and hung them halfway up from the windowsill. Look how well they coordinate with the existing valances. And
That
help
looks
to add cozy
stupid as
charm to
hell.
the room, especially for cool, dark evenings. Total cost for labor and curtain rods, $160.
Why wouldn't you just
Next, we
layer
turned our
them?
attention to the main purpose of the room, the desk area. Every home office needs shelving such as this, but it could use a little touch of sophistication. So we used double stick tape to line the inside of the shelves with matching fabric. The floral ties in with the simple French lines of the pine desk, perfect for our provincial theme. Next, we used green satin ribbon to give a more sophisticated look to a standard corkboard. The green ribbon is a great way to display the homeowner's favorite photos without sticking them with pins.
Except you did
With the pretty
stick them with
touches finished
pins.
around the desk, it's time to bring in the essentials.
It looks like they only stuck
Next,
a few
the
of the
floral
photos with
armchair and
pins.
ottoman are brought back in and repositioned in the corner. This room is looking better than ever. As we said, we came up with a great way to make the outdated contemporary bedroom set blend with our provincial theme. We decided to hide it by painting the furniture the same pale green as the walls. The dark wood sewing machine gets painted green and adorned with the same white porcelain knobs as the other pieces. Look how well they now blend into the walls, giving all attention up to our favorite piece of furniture, the pine desk.
Now we have
So,
a design problem.
something that you can actually do, which I don't know if was available back in the 90s, is you can actually do like a faux wood grain using like a specific brand of paint, which is really interesting and I think would have looked way better than just painting it the same color as the walls.
This chair, it is a great chair, but it's just like, what do you say, maybe just a little bit too tall? Because when you sit down and you try to scoot under the desk, your knees touch, so it's not a comfortable situation. So, Courtney's solution, a simple one. We're just going to saw the legs off.
That's right. We have wooden legs under here, and we're going to cut a couple inches off because we want to keep the casters because they make this chair so functional.
Right.
When we cut off part of the wood and re-drill the casters, then our skirt will be more to the floor, which I think will look better anyway.
I would never have thought of that, but those little subtle things do make a difference.
Right, they sure
don't
do, yeah.
And we're working with the opposite problem over here.
This bed is a modern metal framed twin bed, but we want it to have more of a day bed, old-fashioned look. So we're going to raise it up on these wooden blocks that we have here. And when we do that, our skirt will finally come up because this skirt is actually a little too long. And
I thought it was.
Everything ought to fall into place.
Sounds good. Okay, and you are going to let me saw,
Yes,
right?
that's
Okay.
exactly right.
Let's do it.
So we marked the legs and sawed off the ends. Now the graceful skirt just barely touches the ground, as it should, and is custom fit to its new mate, the desk.
And you're
Next, we
screwed if
raised
you
the
decide
bed
to
slightly on
put it
wooden
with a
blocks
different
notched
desk.
to fit the legs of the bed frame, giving the day bed more presence and a less
Oh my
contemporary
God.
look.
That's
All
so
that's left
janky.
are the accessories. The homeowner loves her family photos, so we lined the walls with oak picture frames filled with her favorite photos. We love the way our new green walls show through the glass frames. For softer lighting, we brought in an old pair of cast-off lamps from the living room, fitted with smaller, boned shades for a more feminine, vintage style.
Courtney, I will not lie to you. I was a little afraid when we did the salmon on top of the shelf. I wasn't sure about that.
I know.
But once everything got into the room, it really pulls it all together. It's fabulous.
Yeah, I really like the way everything turned out. I think it's really
You need something in the
lovely,
middle
very
of that
charming, and a much more sophisticated
thing on the.
Oh, yeah. You gotta have a favorite thing in here, though. What is it?
You put something
I really like the way
here.
this desk turned out. I just think we really pulled it together in such a cohesive way and still used many of the homeowners' favorite things.
You're probably gonna think I'm weird, but my favorite thing really is what you did to the sewing machine cabinet. It was just that really plain, generic, dark wood that really wouldn't look good anywhere, and this is such a great idea.
I agree. I
Simple.
really like that we painted the color of the walls instead of just painting it white, which would have been obvious.
Yeah, what a good idea. How much did you spend in here?
We spent $449.
Good girl. Not bad at all.
I agree.
Well, let's take a look back at everything that we have done in this great little office space.
Yes, this room was off to a good start, but the room didn't draw you in as the homeowner had hoped. Now the room is elegant and sophisticated with
Am I nuts, or does the floor match the walls? Like the carpet's the same color? That's an interesting choice.
function and purpose. A lovely haven to while away the
Also, what is this placement? Like, if you're gonna do a bunch of frames, you could like I like a gallery wall. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like you need to stagger them, not just all in a line. Because then you have this huge open space up here. What the hell are these like little vases doing up there? You need to like take them down, put them here or here, and like it would look fine. Yeah. Thank you. The carpet matching the walls is insane asylum chic.
today.
It's time for Trash to Treasure. That's where we show you how to turn your garage sale finds into great furniture and accessories for your home. Today, we are back at Sticks and Stones, a home furnishing store in Minneapolis, and the owner, Rob Whitleff, is going to show us how to take an old
wonder if that's
wooden
still
ladder,
open.
turn it into a great shelf unit for your knickknacks, for your books, for your collections. Rob, you are a genius.
Oh, well, thanks. That's not needed, though.
This is a very cool idea.
Isn't
though.
this fun?
Yeah, I would never have thought of this. Thank
Yeah.
heavens you did.
Well, that's what I'm here for. What we did with this piece, it's very simple, actually, construction-wise, and it's made out of an old 10-foot ladder.
Yeah, it's not one of those folding ladders.
No.
It's a leaning
It's
ladder.
a leaning ladder, one of the old wood types that used to lean up against a house. And what we've done here is simply taken the ladder and chopped it in half.
Okay.
You can see we've got our two elements on here and here.
No, it
And
closed
if
in
we turn it
2015.
Simply, this construction is very easy. What we've done is we simply screwed in here on the bottom side a couple just drill screws right into the top piece. We've cut these boards basically to go the distance that we wanted them. You could do them longer. You could also do this possibly with putting glass sheets on top of here too after you put the wood on.
That'd be a great.
Yeah, so it's a real simple basic construction.
What is this guy's
Great
obsession with
service and
Great
glass?
sturdy support because this was built for a construction project as a ladder, so it's something that you really don't have to worry about the bracing of it.
And this could go in a variety of places. You can always use shelves somewhere.
You can. You know what? You could put pots on here and use it as a little potting shed kind of thing. You can
I don't
put it in
hate
the
this
bedroom
idea.
For books.
No,
That
no, I
kind
have
of
10
thing. The
ideas.
nice thing about it too is that it's fairly narrow. Most of these ladders were quite narrow, so it's really gives a lot of distance to play with.
And it might be nice to just leave the original finish on this and then play with colors on the shelves.
Yep.
Or like you
On
said,
this one,
glass.
this one's got kind of a great kind of moss green thing happening on the old wood, so it's real fun.
Okay, let's paint.
Let's paint.
Got another project over here to paint with.
Well, this is a real simple project too. What we've done is taken a paint bucket, everybody's got paint buckets lying around the house. Half the time they're empty, but you still have them for some reason.
And it's
So what we're doing
razor
is basically
sharp.
creating a great little planter. What we've done is basically decided we're going to paint this with a red. We taped off some stripes on here, and by just simply putting a coat of red right in the open space, we are filling in where that metal was. Now you could really paint the base of this entire thing one color, like a white, and then come back over and do red.
That would be pretty.
Yeah, but we're going to use the metallic here, and show you how we've done it. We've basically got on the side here this real simple construction.
Oh no, they turned over the metal. They're fine.
We've got a great little, great little simple planter, a little
is
simple
cute.
base, anything like that. Yeah,
That could get expensive too when you go out and buy stuff like that. And then you just did a little scalloped edge up here to make it
real
seem
scalloped
a little
edge. We just chopped up the top a little bit with the tin snip and curved it over, folded it in.
cute idea.
Yeah, you definitely want to use some gloves when you're doing this project because you are going to have a couple sharp edges, but it's nothing severe.
Yeah, and it's not a plaything for kids.
It's not a plaything for kids.
No. Let's take a look at that bench.
Let's
that
take a
you
look.
got. It's a magic bench.
It's a
Moves
magic bench. It moves in by itself.
So this is a great bench.
Isn't it a great bench? But you know, the situation on this was that it was too big for the space we wanted to use it in.
Okay.
And I really didn't want to get rid of the bench itself, so I love the iron base. What we decided to do is take off the top. We simply unscrewed
Okay.
the pieces that were holding it in.
Well, that was a simple job.
Yep. And we decided to put a piece of glass on it.
Thank you
so
very much.
This is a really great now coffee table.
That is.
Can go anywhere. Again, on a porch this would be great. In a living room, you simply have the holes here, and you can fill those in with those little plastic tabs to lift the glass off the iron. You've got a great base. You can now actually see the detail too, which you couldn't really see it on the bench.
I don't hate that.
This is a really cute look, and the glass is heavy enough where it's going to stabilize.
The glass is heavy enough, it's going to stabilize, and this, is really built as a bench, so it's got some good quality construction to it.
I like ideas like this because they're really simple and it's something I probably wouldn't have thought of.
Yeah.
I like that. Thank you very much. It was
Thanks,
all
it was good to
fun.
see ya.
Thank you. Nice.
I don't know why you wouldn't
And I
just
hope you'll stay with
use
us
it as a
because when we come
bench.
back, we are doing
But I mean, if you
interior redesign.
need a table and you like the frame, why not?
Members of the Interior Arrangement and Design Association are ready to show us how to make a significant change in a living room without spending any money.
Oh, good professionals.
Have you ever hosted a party and wondered why your guests are more comfortable standing around the kitchen or the basement than sitting in your living room? Well, we brought in Barbara Thompson and Wendy Dilda, interior rearrangers.
Yo, that's
and
a
members of the
sick
Interior
Coca-Cola
Arrangement
trash
Design
can.
Association, to show us how to take a conventional seating arrangement like this and transform it into a fun and exciting space.
During the consultation with the homeowner, we needed to find out more about him. We needed to know his lifestyle and his vision for this room. He's a fairly new homeowner, and he likes to party. And this room was a little bit cramped for a number of people. For instance, the coffee table in this space is too large. We want to replace it with something smaller so that people have room to move about and a space to put things down if they need to. Many times there's a particular problem in the room, and it's actually not a problem, it's a situation. And the situation in this particular room was there's a fireplace, and it's slightly off-center. So we're going to work really hard today. And
We're
get
gonna
the
move the
fireplace
fireplace.
to look like it's in the center of the room. The artwork that's over the mantle it lacks cohesiveness. There's no color to pull it together, and it really feels like it's just sort of floating in the air. We like to pull that together, and probably will change that artwork totally. Okay, now what we need to do is get to work.
The first thing on the agenda was to completely empty the room. Tables and knick-knacky things were taken out first, then the larger pieces of furniture. And finally, the area rug. And now, a blank canvas, so to speak, for our redesigners to rebuild the room. The couches were placed in the room first. They were angled away from the wall to create space. A uniquely shaped chair was added for interest, and then a beautiful tapestry and cocktail table were placed in the center to pull the whole seating arrangement together. The redesigners continued their work by arranging art pieces on the wall, and then
Yeah, were
had
those
some
candles?
fun
That's
with their
cool.
creative table arrangements.
In order to achieve our goal of moving the fireplace visually to the right, we put this big picture here, brought the angle down with the candles and the greenery, and anchored it here with the black. towards this really unusual, pretty blue chair. We've left this wall bare.
I don't think
and
that chair's
gives the eye a
unusual.
rest, and that's good. Over here, we've made
It doesn't
an
match the
impact
rest
with
of the
these
furniture
dark
in the
blue
room, but you know.
pictures, visually weighting this side to again move your eye over. I think we've accomplished what we set out to do.
You need like
Finally,
a lamp
some
there or
finishing
something.
touches were added to the room. And now, here is the finished makeover. What a dramatic difference.
Like, take this lamp, put it over here.
The feel of the room has completely
Where'd the Coca-Cola
changed,
can
but most of the same
go?
furniture and artwork has been used. Take a look at the room before any changes were made. Notice how the conventional seating arrangement and the
That's cozy.
oversized coffee table make the room feel cramped. But now, after the
Cramped.
makeover, the seating area is more inviting and spacious. The fireplace is now an active part of the room and looks more centered. And the lit candles on the mantel definitely add an intimate flair.
Each makeover, we try to add a little fun and definitely some excitement. The fun that we added would perhaps be the apples placed very close to the botanical print. And the excitement is definitely the eucalyptus arrangement in an antique commode. It will certainly be a topic of conversation when guests do arrive. The smaller scale of
Hey,
the
bro,
cocktail
why do you
table
have
will
a
allow for easy
antique
engagement
toilet in
with
your
guests
living
in this
room?
Barbara and I are pleased with the spacious feeling we now have in this room. It is inviting, more inviting perhaps than before, and it says, please come in and sit down.
Oh, I agree, Wendy. This has been wonderful. I think we've accomplished what our homeowner wanted us to. I'd love to be a guest in this house.
For questions or comments, please write to Decorating Sense in care.
We did when we came into this house, and we used this pale sage green and the same kind of interplay of fabrics that we did upstairs.
Yeah, and we see some of that in this love seat.
Right, this love seat was a simple piece, and we wanted it to have more prominence so it could really stand out in this corner. And we raised it up, much the same way we did the day bed upstairs, and added the skirt underneath, and in this same leaf pattern as we did the pillows here.
I like that, and that in the curtains too.
Right, again in the pillows, and also we added on this pretty stripe in a sheer fabric that I think makes these curtains very interesting and beautiful.
Very fresh looking too. I like the combination of these two chairs as well.
The two chairs are obviously not a pair, but I think together in the two different fabrics with the similar shape, they come together really nicely.
The whole room has a great fresh feeling. I like it a lot.
I think so too. This high gloss paint that we used on the beams and on the mantle in this room was a really unusual thing to do, and I think it really gave this room a facelift, real crispness.
Great room upstairs. Just a great day. Thank you so
thanks.
much. And remember, with a little imagination, you can make your decorating dreams come true for less. I'm Joan Stetson. Thanks for watching. Hi, and welcome to Decorating Sense, the show that gives you great decorating ideas for a lot less. I'm Joan Stetson. And today, we are going to transform an ordinary master bedroom, one that's currently decorated with hand-me-down furniture, into a charming, cozy, cottage-style design. And you know us, we're going to do it for under $500.
That's right, we'll redecorate this so-so bedroom and introduce cottage charm. Gingham checks and patchwork quilts will be our guide. In Trash to Treasure, find out how to make a bird feeder out of an old boiler top. And we'll tour a contemporary home that was decorated with a southwestern flair on a budget.
This is an all too common scenario. In fact, I think we've spoken about it on the show before. Young couple moves into their first home, and family and friends very kindly decide to donate all kinds of used furniture, kind of just to fill up the rooms. This dresser is a remarkable case in point. This was donated, and it's good for storage, but the drawers don't even work, so I don't know if we're going to work with that. And then you add the white laminate nightstands with the queen-size bed and no headboard. Then you have window treatments that are nice, but they're very simple. They don't really add a lot to the room. So this is a room we need to add some charm to. And when you want to add charm, you call Nancy Golden.
Hi, Joan.
Oh, no, it's
How you gonna
Nancy.
add charm this time?
We're going to work at it. We're
Okay.
going to paint the walls in this very soft yellow wash.
Oh, that
Color
is
wash.
Isn't
Well,
that
it's
pretty?
not going to be a plain
No,
paint.
it's just going to be a soft look.
Okay.
And then we're going to take our decorating theme from gingham and patchwork.
Oh, that will, I mean, how can you not be
No,
charming
it'll
when
be
you've got
so
gingham and
charming. Right,
patchwork?
exactly.
And you've got, oh, she has a great idea for a headboard. Okay. She doesn't want me to talk about it.
I don't
but
want to talk about it. It's so cool. You're going to see it when we do it.
Yeah, you're going to want to stay tuned for that. It's
Right.
a very cool idea. Now, this is nice, but I don't think it gets used a lot.
Well, this window seat is virtually worthless, so I'm going to rip it out and put in a vanity table so the lady of the house has a place to kind of print.
Yeah, and you need storage in
Right,
here.
you
Always
do.
need storage, but I don't know that this is the way to get it. What do you think?
This is so bad.
I
This is out of here. But we're going to actually keep all the placement of the furniture the same.
Okay, what are we putting here then?
We're changing this dresser into, it's an unfinished piece that we color washed in multicolors to add some real interest and some real charm to this piece. So you'll see.
I'm
Soft,
concerned.
charming thing
Yes,
going on.
and multicolored.
We are going to have a lot of fun in here. We're going to have all that fun for under $500.
Yep.
Yes, we do have some work ahead of us.
I think the window
This
seat is
basic
fine. I
master
think it just
bedroom
needs to be
lacks
brought up a
charm
little
and
bit.
really doesn't make good use of the space. The hand-me-down furniture and garage sale relics don't
If you
provide
put a
adequate
vanity
storage.
there, you're gonna block the entire
And
window.
there isn't a place dedicated to grooming needs. So, with paint cans in hand, we got started with the walls. You've heard us say this before. Paint is easily the most outstanding wall reviver and certainly the cheapest. This is the yummy hue we'll color wash the walls in, a soft lemon salt color. And this is the glazing medium. The first step is to mix up the wash. We poured about 1 part paint to 5 to 6 parts medium to make a thinned glaze. Step 2, this is a 2-person team project. Working in 3-foot sections, one person randomly brushes the paint on using big, wide strokes.
I
Then your
hate the
buddy
way
comes
this
in behind and
looks.
softens the look by rubbing off the color with clean rags. And don't panic, this glaze takes a while to dry, so you have plenty of time to work with the paint to get the desired effect.
Because it looks like you just smeared half a thing of paint on it.
You got to put more paint on the brush.
Well, I thought we were going for that wash
No,
book.
no, no. You put more paint on, then it looks like the contrast when I take it off.
Okay, I'll give you more paint. Okay,
You
how's
understand?
that? Okay, you just need to have the
Yeah,
contrast.
yeah, okay, now.
Is that enough?
Yeah,
One
now
more.
watch. See, with more paint, the white shows through better.
Okay.
Get it?
You're right. Carry on.
This soft yellow color wash gives this room depth and unity. Now our focus is the bed. As we said, our starting point is this multicolored patchwork quilt. To set off the colorful quilt, we went with a simple white eyelet dust ruffle. The
Cute
fresh
dust
white
ruffle.
cotton is a welcome relief from the busy quilt
Needs to
pattern.
be
Because
steamed
this
or
bed doesn't
something.
have a headboard, we created one using pillow shams and a basic drapery rod. This is a simple do-it-yourself project that any beginner can accomplish.
and you have like
Begin by sewing
5
tab
inches
loops to 2 standard pillow
between the
shams.
bed and the
In our case, we
headboard.
coordinated the checked tabs to the quilt. Then thread the shams onto a curtain rod. This will create a balance-like effect. When you attach the rod to the wall, make sure you hang it low enough to simulate a headboard.
That is not low enough.
This unique, one-of-a-kind headboard has dual functions. It serves as a decorative headboard and, more importantly, as a headrest when reading in bed.
Oh, this is great.
Isn't this comfortable?
This is exactly what I need in my. I don't have a headboard. This
well,
would be great.
and the other thing is that if you have a twin bed, you can just buy one pillow and do it above a twin bed, and you can change it for winter and summer.
What a great idea. And great for a kid's room.
So great and comfortable.
Yes, we need to sit here for a while. This is cool too. You did this out of a sheet?
One sheet. This was, I think, a queen sheet, if I remember correctly, and I just kept using it. And it really, you get a lot of bang for the buck with one sheet.
You got a lot of bang for the buck because you used it. We're going to be using it over in the window seat
Yeah.
area too,
Yeah.
right? Well, let's go do that.
Okay.
First step, removing the little used window seat. After a bit of struggle, we did it. In its place, we set this vanity table we found at a local antique store. To it, we stapled a custom skirt around the table. Our custom skirt was sewn from one full-size sheet. Then we hot glued blue gingham bias tape around the edge. Do you want to see what this table looked like before we began? This was it. A simple sheet skirt gives this $32 table an entirely new look. Now, this vanity stool was actually an old sewing stool when we discovered it at a garage sale. To prove how important it is to keep your eyes open for deals, this is how we found it. Wow, paint,
Okay.
new $2
That's
porcelain
a good
knives,
upcycle.
remnant fabric from a sheet transformed this into a lovely stool.
But it's a
Now
shit
the lady of the
vanity
house has
because there's
extra
no
storage
mirror.
and a special place to call her own. To complete this window nook, we hung a store-bought window topper to reinforce our gingham theme, and a second valance, the same fabric over here on this window, on inexpensive continental rods. Total
Ooh,
cost for
Continental.
2 windows, just $36. Now, we promised you and the homeowner additional storage in this room. We bought this dresser at an unpainted furniture store. This was the condition we found it in. It was damaged and discounted, but we knew we could breathe new life into it with paint. Actually, we used multiple colors of thinned latex paint: rose, sage green, and gold.
I
We
don't
mixed 4
hate it.
parts water
This
and
is
1
not
part paint to
furniture
color wash
for
this dresser.
a
And
married
then
couple's
more
room.
new porcelain
This
knobs
is
on this
furniture
piece
for a
also.
kid's
12
room.
knobs at $2 each.
But you know,
Even with
I
all
guess
this
it's
color,
fine.
we weren't done yet with this dresser. To the sides, we attached fencing lattice to give this piece a gingham look. We simply cut the painted lattice to size and nailed it on.
again,
This is a
perfect
nice touch,
for
but
a
when you
kid's
enter
room.
This room, you have full view of this lattice side of the dresser.
And speaking of lattice,
Speaking
you've got
of
a great
lattice.
idea to
Yeah.
kind of tie everything together.
I do. We're going to actually make a mirror above the dresser, and this is like an inexpensive door mirror that was $8.
Okay. Oh,
And
wow, $8.
We're going to attach it to the lattice, and then I'm going to add another bar below that with some hooks. It's all full of surprises here for you.
But this has got to be painted.
That's
too,
going to, the lattice is going to be white.
It's
I
a
want you to see what I'm
tiny
doing
ass
to the
mirror
wood.
to
Just
go
gives
over
you a
top of that
soft
dresser.
wash of color in blue. So once that's on the white, we're going to get that blue-white contrast thing going on
that's
again.
Very nice. That'll tie in a lot of things you've got going on in the
Yep,
room.
yep. It'll have a real nice country charming look to it and just have a soft washed look.
When finished, our lattice mirror really completes our bedroom set. The lattice ties these 2 separate pieces
That is
together and
unhinged.
creates a color-coordinated look.
Jesus.
Next, we brought the homeowner's nightstands back in and bookended them on each side of the bed. We changed out just the shades on each lamp, replacing the bright blue with a subtle yellow check.
Well, I like the
Limited
blue.
accessories add
It matches
more
the blue
cottage
and
charm.
the
This 3-drawer
the
hand-painted
vanity.
birdhouse is perfect for jewelry and odds and ends. This small wall mirror propped on an easel becomes a unique vanity mirror. And family photos add plenty of charm. As does a clustered grouping of more cherished memories. You know, I have to say, you really do win the Miss Charming Designer Award. This,
Thank you, thank
this
you.
room is charming.
It looks real inviting, I think.
Yeah.
I like it.
Should we invite the family in?
I would love to do that.
These are the vocals, and this is David, and Ethan, and Randy. Okay, thumbs up, thumbs down. You like it?
Oh, I love it.
They love it. We like it too. I'm glad you do.
Here they go on live TV. I hate it. It's the worst.
I spent $5.16.
You know, I'm sorry. We went a little over. We're going to take the birdhouse.
No, no.
Okay, we'll leave the birdhouse, but we're going to take a look back at everything that we have done in this room, and we'll let you guys get used to it. That's right. This ordinary master bedroom lacked charm, storage space, and a place for grooming. We could classify this as an undecorated dorm room style. Now, the unifying design, colors, and patterns set the tone for a cozy cottage look. The
Why does
theme is
Bro have a
charming,
top hat?
brimming with appeal.
Did y'all see that?
And better yet, we've added attractive storage. No more tugging at broken drawers. Everything is now working.
That's a whole ass top
and
hat.
color coordinated.
Right there. This room is unhinged.
It's time for Trash to Treasure. That's where we show you how to turn your garage sale finds into wonderful furniture and accessories for your home. And today we are back at Sticks and Stones. It's a home furnishing store in Minneapolis. And the owner, our friend Rob Whitleff, is going to show us how to turn old French doors to a wonderful folding screen. Hi, Rob.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
It's good to see you.
Tell you what, we're going to save the French door folding screen for a little bit later because it is so cool.
It is
We're going to
great.
make you wait for that one. So,
All
but
right.
we're going to start with a treat for the birds.
We're going to start with treat for the birds. Yeah, something for your yard. Well, I was going through an antique store and I found this old boiler top.
Yeah, boiler top. What does that mean?
Well, what it means is, you know, they used to have a lot of those old copper boilers. You see the bottoms used a lot now for like wood or lumber
Right.
on a fireplace. This is actually the top that went to it, and it's got the old handle on it. What we've created though is just a great bird feeder. Real simple construction.
How'd you do that?
What we did was we just took 4 simple
Or
holes,
drilled a
placed
hole
them
in
into
it.
the corners
It's
here,
not that hard.
and then just had a general chain from a hardware store. Brought those all together, clipped them in the top, and then just by simply adding your bird seed into it.
Hang that from a tree or a pole outside.
Yeah, anywhere really. You've got then a great bird feeder. Just
Oh,
a
that is
really,
great.
yeah, just a real simple kind of thing that
Yeah.
hangs from a tree and it's unique.
It's also a squirrel swing, probably.
It's a squirrel swing. It's big enough. Yes.
Yeah. I love
Isn't
this
this
bench.
great?
It's so darling. Yeah.
It's a very simple construction. This is actually just barn board and then the simple porch posts again that we've used in a lot of other
right.
ideas.
Yes.
We've made this a bench size. You could really make this longer, wider, taller, shorter, really to whatever you need to do.
Yeah. And this is already distressed, but you could also do it in a nice, even finish if you wanted a different color.
Yep, you could repaint this out. You could use new lumber on the top and then just use the old porch post on the bottom.
I like this. I think it could go on your porch.
I think it could go on my porch.
Okay, let's take a look at those French doors. Rob, I love these. I
Aren't
think
these
these
great?
are fabulous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
So
really
where
nice.
did they come from?
I bought these actually at a flea market. I'm not going to say they were
Oh.
unbelievably inexpensive, but they definitely, for the look and for what they are to reproduce them, they were definitely way below that cost.
You're not going to tell us what they got.
Well, you actually, doors like this, you can probably find between $50 and $100 a door, but they're really quality doors. All the glass was in perfect condition. These are actually grain painted. This is actually not wood grain. It's actually grain painted on there. So they're actually
Yeah, that's what
very
I was
old
talking about
doors.
with those
That's a big impact for,
It is a real big
for that
impact.
money.
Yeah.
I like it very much.
So it's
how do you
like
do this?
It's a very simple
metal-
argument on these pieces. It's just simply hinged
like
on the
tables
top
and
on the
stuff.
bottom.
Just
And these are actually two
faux it.
separate units. So we
Make it
put
look
them
like
together
wood
in kind of a
instead
vertical
of
setting.
painted it
But
the
they're
same
two
color as the
fully
wall.
units, so you could put them at different ends of a room if you wanted to, or use them together.
Is that what you do? Just different ends of a room or in any room?
Any room, really. I mean, you could put them in a living room, in a family room. They could go in a bedroom. They give a nice wall, but they also, because they have the glass, and you can go straight through them and see the visibility of the whole room. So it doesn't really make the room feel small.
And if you really wanted to use it as a divider, you could drape fabric and stuff.
You absolutely could drape fabric on the back side and just cover them up.
Sounds good. I
Yeah.
love it. Thank you so
Thanks.
much for today. Nice to see you
Great
again.
to see you.
And I hope you will stay with us because when we come back, it's a house on a budget, Southwestern style. We are about to meet a woman who has decorated her contemporary home with a Southwestern Native American flair. She's kept it simple, and she did it on a budget.
This brand new suburban home was built with space and light in mind. The homeowner, Libby Gottsacker, kept the decor understated with colors that play like a warm, soothing sunset in a cool northern environment.
You know, when we built our home about 5 years ago,
I like that
we
fireplace.
conceptually
What a neat
incorporated
fireplace.
a couple things, and one was a love of the Native American culture, and secondly was the Southwest influence. As I lived in the Southwest, the use of color here is really important to us. We chose a kind of a mustard color that really warms up the room, and not only warms up the room, but the reflection of the large windows really makes it look and appear warm and bigger than actually what it is.
Libby has combined the pastels of the Southwest with the northern climate's darker deciduous colors. The pale yellow walls contrast nicely with the fabric she chose for the furniture.
Wow.
A combination of a Northwoods moose and bear print chair, a pastel Indian print rug, and a Southwestern patterned couch. 2 authentic Native American photographs dignify the walls and introduce a bit of history into the decor. Much of the interest in the room centers around this stone fireplace, decorated with meaningful objects. Libby and her husband designed the mantel by splitting a log in half and resting it upon wooden pegs to create a primitive, natural look.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Libby has chosen soft southwestern colors for the other rooms in her house as well.
This is our son's nursery. And this is kind of a interesting room because it used to be a study. And we used a lot of the soft, warm, subtle tones that you find throughout our house. And the use of color here is rather warm because of the fact that the light plays on with the color of the walls. And we actually, this is just one color. And it's kind of a putty color in a sense that we just painted it on the walls and we wiped it off. We diluted it a little bit with water. We diluted it a little
I'm
bit with white.
so glad
And
that
we just came
that
up with the
trend
effects,
in
and,
paint
it
is
just turned out
gone.
great. So then now when my son is done having this as a nursery, we can turn it right back into the office.
To contrast against the pale, putty walls, Libby hung this green sunflower border up near the ceiling. The border ties in with these window treatments which she purchased from a garage sale for only $28. And every nursery needs a rocker. This particular one was her grandmother's and is over 100 years old.
Wow.
They painted it
Pretty.
and upholstered it with fabric to match. Libby got creative in her daughter's room as well. Her daughter worked hard to get the bunk beds she so desperately wanted. After cleaning the car and helping around the house, she got the perfect beds for a slumber party. Libby hand-sewed matching coverlets for each of the bunks. She chose a bright pastel floral print to coordinate with the green striping on the walls. And on this wall, 4 generations of baby dresses hang from hooks. Her daughter's, her own, her mother's, and her grandmother's.
Oh,
What
that's
a lovely
sweet.
way to accessorize a child's room.
This is my daughter Betsy's room. She's 6. And we really tried to incorporate some soft colors. And what we did here was a unique technique. It's called dragging. And it was just 2 different tones of sea green or sea foam green color that we used. And it just kind of, to me, it just seems whimsical and fun, and kind of reminds me of a circus or jail, depending on what kind of mood my daughter is in.
Oh my god. That's what I want my bedroom to look like, a jail.
For questions or comments, please write to Decorating.
Favorite ideas, that great. We are back in our charming gingham bedroom makeover with Nancy Golden, and she's going to share just a little variation on what I really think is one of my all-time favorite ideas, that great pillow headboard.
It's cute and it's inexpensive.
Yeah.
In this instance, instead of using the wire rod or the iron rod, I have this big honkin' wood thing here. This is bigger than I want because this is 3 inches and you can use a 2-inch better.
Okay.
But this is what we had. So you make a sleeve with fabric. You just take the fabric and make a seam, and you slip it on the rod and you shirr it so that it's gathered. You understand that?
Okay. Yes,
Okay, you're with me. Okay. And then once that is gathered and tight on the rod, you can take a strip of fabric and you make a knot on the end, and you follow that knot around with fabric, and you just keep going as much fabric as you have, and you end up with kind of a rosette.
Oh, that's great.
Cute?
Yeah.
And you put that on the ends for a little bit of a custom floral look.
And I'm putting that on with,
Not with nails.
not with nails.
No, with either a hot glue gun or you can sew it.
Okay.
Either one of the two. But it looks really pretty, and you can use a contrast fabric or the same, whatever you want.
Okay, how about if we did a little polyfill under here to give it a kind of a cushy bit?
If you have a thinner rod, a batting works great, but you don't need one with this size.
Way
Yeah,
too
right.
big. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome,
Today was fun.
Joni.
Appreciate it. And remember, with a little imagination, you can make your decorating dreams come true for less. I'm Joan Steffen. Thanks for watching. Hi, and welcome to Decorating Sense, the show that gives you great decorating ideas for a lot less. I'm Joan Steffen. And today we're going inside this beautiful turn-of-the-century home to make over a small living room currently cluttered with massive dark furniture. We are going to beautify shabby wood floors and create innovative pieces to coordinate with the home.
Wait, I think I know this one.
And we'll do it for under
Oh
$500.
no, I think I know this
That's
one.
right, we are going to rejuvenate a parlor room with character, using turn-of-the-century elements and combining them with whimsy and fun. In Trash to Treasure, find out how to make a sofa table from an old wash tub. And meet a creative homeowner who has used inside furniture and flowers to decorate her porch and kitchen. Welcome back. This is the living room we're going to be working in today, and as you can see, it already has just a ton of character with the beautiful dark woodwork around the windows and the hardwood floors. But we also have some pretty big pieces of furniture in this little living room. We have the massive bookcase, the leather chair, the ottoman, the matching love seat. And you know what? They just don't really answer the period of the house, which is kind of turn of the century. So we're going to be working with that.
Those
Another
leather
characteristic of that
chairs
is
are
the
gonna
fact that the living room is connected to
cost a
dining
fortune,
room,
so
and
I'm
that is
sure
both
we're gonna
a
get rid of
positive
them.
and a negative. It's a negative in the sense that the living room doesn't stay cozy and private. So we're going to be working on that. And we're going to be adding some beautiful antiques that we've been finding around this house. And when I say we, I'm talking about our designer for the day, Peggy Salwood.
Hi, Joan.
Nice to
How
see you
are you?
again. I'm
Good
great.
seeing you.
So where do we begin?
We're going to begin with capturing the period of the house.
Great house.
It's beautiful. And I'm going to start here in this archway and hang fabric to separate the rooms and give it a very dramatic effect.
Because fabric was really important back then,
It's
wasn't
great.
it? But you know, the pink walls aren't really doing it for me.
Pink
How about
doesn't
you?
do it. Pink doesn't do it. So what we're going to do is take this mustard topaz color and create the essence of old world.
It already has a sense of age and elegance, that color, for some reason. I like that.
Exactly.
And it matches
Okay,
the
and how
pillows
about-
on the
How
love
about
seat.
the furniture here, Peggy?
Furniture has to go.
Furniture's
Yep,
going.
got
What are
it.
you gonna replace it with?
I found a beautiful Victorian settee in the garage.
Of course, you found a settee in
Right,
the garage,
right,
and you are
right.
going to, I assume you're going to recover it
And
in
I
this?
have found fabric. It's
Uh-huh.
a tapestry period piece.
Oh, great.
So we reupholstered that.
That'll look beautiful with the walls. I love that combination. But you know what? One of my favorite things is this woodwork here. We're not going to touch
We're
that,
not.
right?
We're not going to do a thing. We're just going to leave it as is.
Okay, sounds good.
Gorgeous.
Well, we're going to do all that. We're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to do it for under $500. This living room looks rather cluttered with the dark leather furniture and massive antiques. And the connecting dining room is architecturally undefined. We will rejuvenate the room with romance and character.
Where are we putting the
With the
leather
room cleared, we began our
furniture?
work on the walls with this mustard yellow color. Out with the two-tone pink and white walls, and in with the richer, warmer paint. We are beginning
a
to see a
choice.
transformation.
I would have gone down a shade or two.
Next, the furniture. We got rid of
What
the
is that
masculine,
upholstery?
oversized leather love seat and replaced it with this antique settee found, believe it or not, in the garage. This is what it looked like before we got our hands on it. Now the rich gold, red, and purple tapestry chosen for the upholstery enriches the feel of the room. And look closely, we dipped the gimp in coffee before sewing it on to tone down the bright cording and give it a subtle, aged look.
It,
We paired it with
like
the
I
existing
like that it
red
has
velvet
horses on
chair
it,
and pine
but
trunk
why
to
would you
finish
choose
off
that
the
fabric
seating in the
for
room.
that chair?
Okay, this is your solution because we have two big dogs living in this house who would always come in and crumple up the rug in the living room.
Into one big ball. And the homeowner was forever straightening it out.
Apparently, we have solved that problem by painting on the rug. I'm feeling a little guilty about painting on a wooden floor, but don't tell my mom.
Don't tell our mom. Right.
Great color palette, though. Really vibrant.
Well,
Yeah, we just ruined this wooden floor.
tapestry.
Yeah, you know, I didn't realize there was purple in there, but there really is.
There is a purple.
It looks great. I was thinking too, you know, sometimes in the wintertime you want just a little more sense of warmth, so it wouldn't be a bad idea to buy a rug and have a couple of different looks in your living.
We're gonna paint this rug. And then get this, chat. In the winter, when it's cold, we're gonna buy an actual rug to cover up the fake one that we painted. I hate these people.
A change of season.
Right, you can pull off the rug in the summertime and have this.
And this is a perfect 5x7.
Okay, we do need to protect it though.
Absolutely, absolutely.
How would we do that?
Well, with 2 big dogs, I would recommend 4 coats of polyurethane.
4? If you have 2 small dogs, 3. 3, okay.
Right.
The bright colors work like magic to cover up the scratches on the wood floor. And we made a simple diamond stencil out of paper to create the decoration around the board.
No. No.
And to protect it, we painted polyurethane over the dried paint. Doggies beware, this rug isn't going anywhere. Now for that definition between the 2 rooms we told you about, we attached a ceramic scarf holder on each side of the doorway, painted with a gold metallic glaze and black aging paint.
Which doesn't
Here, the
match
unpainted
anything
version
else in the
for
room.
$13.50 at a craft store. Now, only 6 yards of lightweight fabric pulled up, through, around, and back again gives us just the pop this doorway needs. Now you're gonna love this one. We wanted a focal point for this large blank wall, so we built a mantle out of wood and covered it in plaster to give it a stone effect.
What?
Matching
You
it
had
to
a
the room is
bookshelf
easy to do with
there.
a color wash using the mustard paint from the walls mixed with 10 parts water.
What was wrong with the
Cute little table,
bookshelf?
had it well on its way to looking a little more traditional anyway. You didn't spend too much for it, did you?
$6.
Right, and there's a reason why. It kind of started out life looking just a little shabby, a little too distressed for our purposes here.
Just a bit, but it had potential.
Yeah, a little contemporary look there, though, and that's not what we're going
No,
for.
we wanted to still stay in the period,
Mm-hmm.
so I removed the legs.
Okay.
Well, they're both
and
rocking the
I
Mario
found
outfit
these that
today.
are already made. It's a traditional leg.
Okay, you can just buy ready-made
Just
legs.
Buy ready-made, $5 each.
Okay, that's not bad.
No, I mean, it's really changed the whole style of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I did take 2 inches off the leg to bring it down to a coffee table height.
So it'll be just the right size for
Yeah.
that cute little living room in there. Now we have to add a little more detail just to make it look even more like the period we're going
Yeah, a little bit
right?
more ornate. Okay,
And this is just a piece of...
just a strip, embossed strip of wood,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see all the details of the leaves.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So we're just going to do that on all 4 sides,
all 4
right?
sides.
Okay.
The embossed wood gives an ornate Victorian look to our garage sale find for only $12 extra.
Are you not
More
going to
gold
put something
paint
in the
mixed with
corners?
glaze. And finally, a coat of black aging paint wiped off with cheesecloth to age it like the rest of the pieces. Look how
No, you're
well
just
it's
gonna leave the
coordinated
corners
with the
raw.
Other antiques in the room at a total cost of only $38. Now for the final touches. This gorgeous antique table was just too beautiful to leave out. On top, we added a pop of red from our new color palette with silk tulips and purple candles. In this room, artwork from a local artist mixes well with antiques.
Yeah, that's pretty
and
cool.
Old sparkly shoes. On
Sure.
this wall, the
Shoes.
homeowner's photos framed in black frames, a statue, and a silver tray with more purple candles complete the sitting corner. Now for that new mantle. A large mirror from the dining room opens up the room.
Yeah, they brought the
and
dog back.
enlarges our focal point.
That's good.
It
I was
means
worried they were
something,
gonna hide the
and
dog.
homeowner's wrought iron candelabra and fireplace accessories are just the thing. Total cost for the fireplace screen and andirons, $24.
But why do you need that? It's not a real
We
fireplace.
didn't exactly do what we set out to do in here. It's not exactly a turn-of-the-century room.
But didn't we have fun?
Okay, yeah, we had fun. But we've got kind of a flavor of the turn of the century, the last one, and kind of a look ahead to the next turn of the century.
The future, right, with this eclectic, fun.
It is. It's a great fun look. But, you know, it doesn't really matter. If we think it's a fun look, we better ask the dogs who are going to live here or the person they own what they think of this. Hello, this is Freya and Sigfus and the person they own, Barbara. What do you think? You do love it? You really do?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And we'll see what the dogs think. It's not going to be any fun for them anymore. They can't crumple up the rug.
No more
But
bally rugs.
We hope that you love the room. Thank you for letting us come in here and have a good time.
Thank
You know
you.
what? We ended up spending $489 in this room, and I think every penny shows it looks fabulous. Let's take a look back at everything we've done in here. Yes, this room has lots of potential with its beautiful woodwork and antiques. But the permanently crumpled rug and heavy, cluttered look don't do justice to the room. Now the room is colorful and bright with the swagged fabric giving wonderful definition between the two rooms.
It looks hella stupid.
The whimsical painted rug and stone fireplace give a new twist to the turn-of-the-century parlor. Now the room is colorful, classy, and fun.
There's nowhere to sit in there. Oh, God.
It's time for Trash to Treasure. That's where we show you how to turn your garage sale finds into great furniture and accessories for your home. And today we are back at Sticks and Stones. It's a home furnishing store in Minneapolis. And the owner, Rob Whitleff, is going to show us how to turn an old wash tub into a sofa table. Hello, Mr.
I'm gonna call it, we're gonna just slap a piece of glass on
Well, I
top.
didn't do before, so this is probably not going to change it too much.
May as well turn it into a decorative item.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah,
though?
it's great. I like it.
What we've done is just taken this great old wash basin, which we found at a flea market. This one was actually like $10. I mean, really
No.
amazing. Yeah, $10.
That's a lot of structure for $10.
That's a lot of structure for $10. A lot of personality too with the age, and then just added a piece of glass that we already had on the top.
Yep.
Very cool.
With the round piece of glass, would make a great entryway table, like a fairly good sized entryway, with a bowl of fruit or flowers or whatever on it. You could also do a more rectangular piece of glass if you wanted to use it as a sofa table.
But you think glass is the way to go?
I think glass is the way to go because you're really able to see the dimension of the piece, see the depth, and really look into it.
Yeah, there are lots of different kinds of wash tubs you might be running into out there too.
There are all kinds, you know, there's
And we're
much
just not gonna
smaller
put
ones,
anything
larger ones,
inside
lower.
of it.
It's really wide
No,
open,
no.
but they're pretty inexpensive.
But we still
because
wanna
people
look
don't use them any
inside of
longer.
it.
Yeah, that's
So,
for
and they've got a
sure.
really great sense of personality to them.
Could it still be functional in some way?
It definitely could be functional. If you took the glass off at some point in time, plugged it up because it does hold water, fill it up with ice, and then put it in bottles of pop or whatever else for a summer party, I think it's a great look. I mean, it really is very festive.
Although I might suggest scouring just a little
You
bit.
may want to scour a little bit. You probably want to, you know, dump the pop into something else, into a cup, not drink directly out of the bottle. But it really is a great look. It's
Yeah.
just very fresh
And simple.
and simple.
I like it. Now this is
Isn't this
a
fun?
great piece. Look at the age on that.
Yeah, that is exactly how we bought the piece. It's an old bridge lamp, is what it is.
What is a bridge lamp?
A bridge lamp is basically, it was a style of lamp that was done around the 30s and the 40s.
That's
And
cool.
they really were used a lot of times for playing bridge as the lighting for it. So it's kind of where the name comes from. Most of them are iron. They have great detailing on them, but people don't use them any longer. They just really, a lot of them are in pretty poor condition. The wiring's no longer any good.
Look at that,
this
like
one is
Art
exactly
Deco.
Bought this. The wiring was already cut off, and we decided to
That's
use this as a
sick.
great little hanging place for a votive. You know, just a simple votive holder here. This is something that could go outside.
The
could go
votive
next to a
holder is
chair,
ugly as
really
hell.
Any place you want to have it.
It's great. And I like the juxtaposition between the really modern votive holder you've got here, which
Mhm.
is from Sticks and Stones, right?
Yep.
And this great age.
Isn't it
look.
great? Yeah.
Oh.
It's just the you know, the rusting out, the detailing is just the way they come.
Now we could hang other things.
You can
if
hang a
we
variety
wanted
of things.
to,
Yep.
Right?
You know, anything like a birdhouse. Now,
Something smaller.
something smaller than this, but we're giving you the idea of, you know, birdhouse would be great to hang off of this.
Right.
Even, you know, a candle holder that you already have existing in your house that has its
Like,
own
that
base,
would've looked
you know, pop the
prettier.
base off and use it in a different setting. It really gives you a whole different scale on the element.
Yeah, cute idea. I like that.
Pretty easy.
Now you have another idea for a
We
table.
do. We've got a table.
Oh, a big table.
It is a big table, yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Okay, so what are we talking about? What is it?
Well, what we've created here is great. It's kind of a potting table.
Oh,
like,
okay,
yeah,
sure.
kind of the idea of using it outside, filling up all your terracotta pots on here, planting your plants, leaving it out, just leaving it exposed kind of the elements to let
Yeah.
it age. even more so than it is already.
Yeah, it's survived for a while.
It's
this
survived
wood,
for a while,
hasn't it?
yeah. What we've created this out of is basically just old scrap wood. There's some 2x3s that we built the actual frame itself with.
Simple
And then
frame.
the top and the lower shelf are created out of what's known as wainscoting or beadboard. You could do the same thing with floor molding or even old floor boarding. You could do the same thing. So it's really
Oh,
just old scrap
wainscoting.
wood that we've created a great little table for.
It's wonderful.
The passion of the
recycling
90s.
The Ultimate Recycling
I
Table.
like it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was great to see you.
And I hope you'll stay with us because when we come back, we're going to be taking a tour of a charming kitchen and porch done on a budget, a garage sale budget. The homeowner you're about to meet has brought her indoor furniture outdoors to her porch. It's the ultimate in comfort, and everything was done on a very creative budget. In warm weather months, people like to take full advantage of their porches and yards. The homeowner of this house, Audrey Damer, has come up with some creative ways to extend her home's comfort out to her back deck.
During the warm weather months, we spend most
And depending
of
on
our
where
time
you live,
outdoors.
sometimes
I've
you can
done
do that
something unique with this setting by bringing indoor
outside
furniture outdoors.
all year round.
And what makes it truly unique
Even in the
is
snow.
all of these pieces of furniture were free. I found them on the curbside. And I don't worry whether or not they get wet or whether or not the sun beats on them, because if I tire up them or they get worn out, I put them back out on the curb and they wind up in somebody else's porch or on their deck.
The back deck is a private extension of the house in the warm months, and the secluded yard makes the perfect backdrop for a setting such as this. Audrey has broken the deck up into areas, a dining area sheltered under the eaves, and an uncovered sitting area. She hasn't let the unpredictable weather prevent her from turning these teak benches into comfortable couches with the addition of these soft fabric pillows. She usually takes them in if it rains, but true to her casual style, if they get wet, they'll dry.
I don't
Here's
mind
a
that.
creative idea for a coffee table. An old, rusty red wagon with a piece of glass on top fits the casual look.
You cannot just
and is
take
ready to
something,
roll wherever a
put
table
a
is needed.
piece of glass on it,
The sand
and call it a
inside
table.
weighs the table down and prevents it from rolling too far.
I used to be a floral designer, and I have lots of floral creations in the indoors, and the warm weather months give me a lot of opportunity to express myself creatively with flowers outdoors. I have brought an old shelf up from the basement, and I now use it as my potting shed. And on it I have terracotta pots, old watering cans, and gardening tools that are both decorative and useful. Because the cabinet was missing drawers and drawers, I attached old doilies and old lace to the front of the cabinet so that it now is not only attractive, but it's also functional.
Although Audrey rotates out many of the pieces on the porch, this trestle table has been a mainstay for years.
It's a pretty
little
table.
green paint updates the look and covers up the effects of the elements. Johnny jump-ups planted in a garden urn make a picturesque centerpiece. To
Those aren't
evoke
just
casual
pansies?
elegance, Audrey hung this rusted
Am I
metal
crazy?
chandelier above the table.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Vinca vine-filled terracotta pots coordinate with the floral theme of the deck. Here, Audrey has paid attention to the walls by nailing a framed picture right to the side of the house. Peeling green shutters propped up against the wall create architectural interest and a colorful backdrop. Audrey's kitchen, tucked back off the porch, models her casual style.
Whenever we entertain, it seems like everyone hangs out in the kitchen. So I decided to make this small kitchen as comfortable and cozy as possible. So I added a table and some chairs. I've also added a wonderful chair that someone could sit in and actually read a book if they'd like. And then I have a wonderful wardrobe here that I put shelves in, and it holds all of my favorite dishes.
Ceramic pitchers, teacups, cookbooks, and a rooster make a pleasing portrait against the wall and wait on
I like
reserve
'em.
for Audrey to use when whipping up creative tablescapes and vignettes. The small space in the kitchen didn't stop her from bringing in this rustic table and press-back chairs. The chairs were the original meeting
Ooh,
chairs from
pretty.
her church, which she purchased for only $8 a piece when the church traded them in for folding chairs. They are put to loving use in here. Wrought iron lamps are an inexpensive fix to overhead fluorescent lighting and create a warmer, softer mood an option Audrey always opts for.
What's
I
really
like her. I
important
like
to me
her
about my
interior
design
designing
style is that
vibes.
everything I collect is not only beautiful, but it's also functional.
Given
I like
the
to
artist from
arrange it
Kiki's Delivery
artistically
Service.
and to be able to change it with each season, so that not only do I get to use it, but I also get to enjoy it.
For questions or comments, please write to Decorating Scent.
The plywood.
We are back with designer Peggy Selwood, who's going to reveal the magic of the mantle for us. Tell us how you made a mantle out of nothing, basically.
Well, the materials that I selected was the plywood. And so for the front of it, to build the stone feeling, I used plaster Paris.
Just plaster of Paris, and you can build that up as much as you want
Oh,
to,
as
right?
thick as you want. You can work it with your hands.
And
it's-
create a real texture that you
Yeah.
like. And then just a color wash on
Just
top.
a color wash, 10 parts to 1.
Okay, and then you see a little more intricate detailing up here, and that's just
the crown
molding.
Crown molding.
I love that, but we have to show them the back. Let's do that
Here we
flip-flop.
go. Light, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't look as good from this side, does it? So what did we do back here?
Well, what we have is just 2 pieces of wood back here, and we screwed it in.
Just
to the
operating as
plywood.
braces to the front.
Just securing it.
And then you jigsawed out the opening.
Yes, right here.
It's very simple, and it's such a big impact in a room.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah, I like it a whole lot. I enjoyed today a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Fun.
And remember,
That makes
with a
me
little
mad.
imagination, you can make your decorating dreams come true for less.
Because
I'm Joan
they had
Stephen.
that
Thanks for
beautiful wooden that piece and got rid of it and put in a plywood mantle. She's good. She can stay.
Hi, and welcome to Decorating Sense, the show that gives you great decorating ideas for a lot less. I'm Joan Stephen, and today we are going inside this house to make over a spare room, turning it into an organized, functional, and beautiful home office the entire family can use. You know us, we will do it for under $500. That's right, we will transform this forgotten computer room into a warm and inviting family office using a variety of rich, dark fabrics and painted furniture and treasured accessories. In Trash to Treasure, you will never pass up an old sewing machine base when you see how we turned it into a wonderful side table. And we'll show you how to rearrange a living room full of furniture to give the room an entirely new look. Two school teachers and their 11-year-old son live in this house, and as with most houses, there is one room in the house that is both unorganized and
Yeah, look at that
undecorated.
computer.
You know, it's the anything goes room. Can't find a place to put your stuff, just toss it in that room. Well, this is that room in this house. We're going to call it the forgotten room today. If you take a look around, you can see we have a hand-me-down desk that's holding the family computer. Got some inexpensive bookshelves over there. They're
Bet you
absolutely
that make a
sagging
good
with the weight of
thunk
the
sound when
family
you turn
books.
it on.
And scattered around the room, we have some framed memorabilia and a fish. I'm not certain if the fish is coming or going, staying or leaving, but the person who knows that is Nadia Ramirez, our interior designer for the day. Hi, nice to see you.
Hi, Joan. Nice to see you.
Okay, yay or nay on the fish?
The fish is going, but we're going to introduce another theme, and that's
Okay.
going to be golf. And we're going to use this vintage golf wallpaper border.
Oh, that'll do
It's
it.
not going on the walls.
It's not going on the wall.
Right.
It's not going on me, is it?
No.
Okay, then we're okay. We are changing the walls, though, right?
Yes, we
I mean,
are.
we're going to a much darker palette.
Right. We're going to use a couple of different dark greens, and we're going to use a striped effect on the walls.
Ooh,
which
that'll
is
be
really
interesting. And, oh, as always, great combination of fabrics from you.
Is that leopard print?
Unusual combinations of fabric. with a
Oh my God.
treatment, which I think you're really going to like.
And some upholstery pieces.
That's
We're
right.
losing a lot of the furniture in this
Yes,
room.
we actually scrunched around in the basement. We found a really neat house that we're going
What?
to paint, and that's going to become the bookcase.
I can't wait. Got a lot of stuff to do, though.
Yes, we do.
Better get going. We are going to do all of this for under $500.
That
Well,
fabric
we've
has
got
me
our work cut out
concerned.
for us in this room. Right now, the room is going nowhere. It's cluttered, disorganized, and kind of a chaotic space. This computer room is really the forgotten room in this house.
Quick, somebody in chat, tell me what kind of computer that is. I think that's a fax machine next to it.
Well, it's all about to change. And our first task? Wall paint. These are the two similar green hues we'll be working with, tea leaf and Clement green. Our plan is to create a two-tone stripe effect on the walls. So first we applied one coat of the tea leaf green paint.
Are we gonna hand paint the stripes or are we gonna tape them off? Please tell me we're going to tape them off. Chat looks like it's saying it's a old HP or IBM.
Next, the striping. We marked
Oh,
off
thank
the stripes
God.
12 inches apart and taped
We're
our
doing
guidelines.
tape.
Then we rolled on the darker green paint, creating vertical bands of alternating solid colors.
See, that looks so much better than when you just like
When completed,
hand
you
paint
can see
it.
how the two color stripings give the illusion of wallpaper. Next, to distract the eye away from the blue-gray carpeting, we rolled out this deep cranberry area rug. Now it's time to turn our attention to the window. We want this
To the
window
window.
to be the one item that will bring warmth and color into the room. So here is where we will introduce a variety of rich fabrics. The main base of the tab-top curtain is a deep red damask fabric banded with leopard skin. The tabs are the same leopard print, and the lining is this, a plaid fabric of greens and reds. With a beautiful lining like this, these panels could be reversed to give this room an entirely new look if the homeowner tires of the damask.
Yeah,
Last, we tied
it
back
sure is
the
a
flooring
choice.
panels with elegant gold tassel tiebacks. You'll see later how we will incorporate more gold tassels into our design.
Oh, goody.
Total cost for the window treatment, $132. Just the cost of materials if you sew it yourself.
Ooh, that's a fabric
It's actually
choice.
quite easy. All you have to do is be able to sew a straight seam.
You could maybe do that, but then you have to figure out the dimensions too.
That's right.
Turned out great though. They're
Thank you.
wonderful. And this, I cannot believe what you have done with what was just a really normal, everyday. Take a look at this dresser. Look at that. And we found it in this room. We have to prove to you that we found it in this room. And you've turned it into a golf masterpiece. It is just gorgeous. Take a look at this. Over here we've got the #1 hole pin. Over here on the other side, the 18th hole pin. And what else have you done here?
All I did was paint it a couple times, the entire chest in green, and then added a couple different colors on the border for the top and on the sides.
And now we have some finishing work to do down
That's
here.
right. We're almost finished.
What are we going to do?
And if you remember at the beginning of the show, I said we were going to do something really interesting with the wallpaper border.
This is it.
Yes, and as the family are avid golfers, we're going to use this golfer wallpaper border.
Well, let's see. How are we going to
So
put
if
this
you can help me, we're just going to lay it out here.
Okay.
I'll let you take this side here.
Make sure that the golfers are
That's right.
heads up.
Take this side, we're just going to lay it on the top.
Okay.
And we're just going to press it down and finish painting on the edges here.
Okay, let's finish it.
Across the room on the opposite side of the golf dresser, we placed an old hutch that will now serve as a wonderful bookcase.
That is another
We
color
made
choice.
this
Why
piece
would you
using
paint that
warm,
purple?
Rich tones of paint. And just to prove a point that you must train your eye to search for treasures in unlikely places, take a look at the way this hutch was when we found it in the homeowner's basement. It's reminiscent of the early 70s. Do you see it over there on the far wall of the basement filled with old games? A little effort brought big results.
Now those games are on the floor.
And speaking of the basement, we discovered another great find in another corner. This old cabinet used to look
People
like
who
this.
like golf
A
are
pretty
weird.
piece in its
They
day,
like
but not
really
doing
like
much good
golf.
holding ski boots discarded in the corner. Now, repainted, this recycled cabinet functions as a showpiece for the homeowner's antique typewriter. Getting back to the window area, we brought in an old study table we found at the local university that will now double as the computer desk. For just
There's a zoom in of the
$75,
computer so you
we
guys
truly
can
found a bargain.
more
The
accurately tell me what
newness
it
of
is.
The computer blends well with the oldness of the vintage table. And in this case, accessories make all the difference. A brass lamp adorned with a gold tassel and a new painted shade. a small silver bowl filled with golf balls and tees. A $12 shipped cedar box holds pens and pencils. More silver, a $1 tray filled with paper clips, and a new golf mouse pad, a vintage design, of course. Last, we placed a refurbished desk chair next to the table. Now take a look at the creative use of paint on this chair. Subtle color detail and an artistic set of golf clubs make this garage sale chair a treasure. Here is the $10 chair before, and here it is after. Quite a remarkable change.
I love this. This is just
Thank
amazing.
you.
We're going to let you finish personalizing it, though.
Okay.
You have what? Keep your eye on the
Ball.
ball. Good golf theme going here. And what are you doing that with?
This is a permanent magic marker, and you are allowed to write on wood with this. So if you buy one from the craft store, just make sure that it says you can write on wood.
Oh, that's a great look. Hey, what do you look for when you're looking for a chair that you're going to personalize or do decorative painting on?
First of all, I look to make sure the chair is sturdy, like no loose joints, and then I look for a little bit of character, such as the turns in here, and just slowly start painting so that you can leave a few parts open and maybe add a different color in case you're not too artistic. You can just paint the chair.
Done a great job on this one. I love it.
Thank you.
And speaking of chairs, you found another one too. We're going to
That's
stick in the
right.
corner.
That's right.
Yes, this sitting chair and ottoman were a deal. We picked them up for $35. All we did was recover the loose cushions in a diamond fabric with a red accent band and leopard piping. The ottoman received an instant facelift with a coordinating loose slipcover. And this plush accent pillow is a unique floral and velvet design.
That is an ugly pillow.
All that's left, a few more finishing touches.
I'm trying to think of the words to tell you how impressed I am. This is such a huge transformation. It's just gorgeous.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
It's a golfer's paradise.
That's right.
I suppose we should ask these folks, though, if you actually like it. We have Carol Dale and Kyle Hebel. They're going to be enjoying the golf room here. What do you think?
I love it. It is absolutely beautiful. I will never shut the door in here again.
All right, that's the highest compliment. How much did we end up spending in here?
Just $490.
$490 and a lot of labor. Wow, congratulations. It just looks great. Thanks for letting us spend the day here.
Thank you.
Let's take a look back at everything that we've done in this room.
Oh, you remember. This computer room used to be the catch-all room. You know, if you don't have a place for something, toss it in that room. It's already disorganized, so it won't matter. Now it is organized and functional. The room is a warm and enticing office because of the use of a variety of rich, dark fabrics and hand-painted furniture.
And leopard print for some fucking reason.
The subtle golf theme gives the room its character, as do the treasured accessories. This office is now an inviting space, a room that the Hebels can spend many hours working or relaxing in.
It's time for Trash to Treasure. That's where we show you how to turn your garage sale finds into great furniture and accessories for your home. And today we are back at Sticks and Stones. It's a home furnishing store in Minneapolis. And the owner, our friend Rob Whitleff, is going to show us how to use an old sewing machine as a base for a side table. Okay, I lied to you.
You lied.
I lied.
Well,
We are not doing this with a sewing machine. We could not do this with a sewing
that
machine.
is true. That might be a little difficult.
It's a sewing machine stand.
It's a It is, yes.
Works better that
That's
way.
what it does.
Okay.
What we've got is we've taken the old base off of a sewing machine. The cabinet used to be here up on the top.
It did look like an Animal Crossing room.
Great old sewing
It was a
machine
great
with
old
the
sewing
treadle.
machine. Yep, with the treadle. And
One of the
these really
sporty,
exist all over.
villagers.
You can find them at antique sales, at flea markets, and they're really inexpensive.
And they're heavy too, aren't they?
Incredibly heavy, very solid, and by putting a simple board like we've done here, or by adding a glass top, you've got a great table.
Yeah, and a mosaic.
A mosaic, yep, you could mosaic out the top of this and like chip china or tiles or whatever. It's just a really fun look.
It's a great sideboard. It's a great sofa table.
Yep, it's a
behind
great
the sofa.
size. You know, it's just a really great size. You put two of them together, a little distance apart, put a really large board, you've got a great dining table
Yeah,
almost.
and it's not hard. You buy it, you put a board on top.
And you're done.
It's a table.
Yep.
I like it. Now this is an interesting
Oh
one.
Isn't this fun?
Just canisters?
Just canisters, yeah, old canisters. People really don't use these canisters in the same way. Most of them are probably not very healthy to use. So you can find them at antique stores or sales, pretty inexpensive, and they make a great little side table. What we've done is stacked them all up, added the piece of glass there on the middle. So you could do it just this way with these two, pop these two on the inside of it, or just by putting the pieces back on the top, but kind of top it out and give it that whole look.
Yeah, it's a great
Putting a piece of glass on something does not make it a table.
Yeah,
it doesn't have a lot of stability, but it's a great little accessory table.
Yeah, next to a small chair or something where you're not going to use it often, but you just want the look of it. It's great. And you also have the utility function of the storage that's available on the insides of all of them. So you can use it for pictures or letters or whatever.
And you can keep
Oh
this
my
idea
God.
with other things too, maybe hat boxes.
Hat boxes, yep.
I
Even
freaked
if
my
you find the
camera out.
canisters that don't
There
have
we go.
great paint or even the words on them, paint them out. Do them in stripes, do them in dots, whatever.
Yeah. Now, if you are like me and you're constantly losing your keys, might be a good idea to come up with a key rack.
A key rack. You know, you can never have too many key racks, I don't think, because you're always finding things, dog leashes, all that kind of stuff that actually works on a key rack. Hats. So what we've done here is just taken some old hardware store displays and used them for keys.
Yeah, that's a cute idea.
Putting them together, yeah, they're just real graphic. They grab you. It's something you're definitely going to look at, but in a back entryway, it's a real fun, easy piece and very inexpensive.
Not for a formal living room.
Probably not the best thing
Interesting.
for a formal living room, but you never know.
That's true.
You
Maybe in
never
my
know.
former living room. Great idea.
Thanks.
Thanks again so much.
Thanks.
And I hope you'll stay with us because when we come back, we are going to be showing you an interior redesign. Members of the Interior Arrangement and Design Association are ready to show us how to make a significant change in a living room without spending any money.
Excuse me.
If you're a newlywed or have ever had a roommate, you probably know what it's like to have to arrange your style with someone else's. Well, our homeowners today have two very distinctive tastes, and like most people, they haven't figured out a way to combine their furniture. As a result, this main sitting area has only one style, which is the wicker set. The homeowners are not satisfied with the room, so we brought in interior arrangers Wendy Dilda and Barbara Thompson, members of the Interior Arrangement and Design Association,
That's an unfortunate last
to give
name.
this room a whole new look.
Our home today belongs to a young family, and they have two small children. So that's a factor we're really going to have to keep in mind when we make all our design decisions. And we're going to have to blend two very distinct tastes that we often find when we're dealing with a couple. Barbara and I will have fun. We'll search the other rooms of this home to find the articles that we need to accomplish those goals.
Our crew got to work by first clearing out the room. I'm exhausted. Now let's watch Barbara and Wendy work their magic. Their first challenge was to figure out how the larger pieces were going to work together. Notice how the bold color of the piano anchors the paleness of the room. Now, we've made this process look easy, but it is actually the most time-consuming. Our redesigners are using balance and space to create a comfortable atmosphere. And sometimes it takes a lot of moving around to get it just right.
We would like to use this chair in this room. The dark wood adds some contrast and interest. However, the light pink cushion just doesn't add enough color value next to the wall. So we found this piece of fabric and decided to have a temporary solution here. We folded it under, pinned it, then pulled it up over, and tucked it in all the way around. This will give the client really a temporary solution, but also a guide as to what she might like to get on her next furniture purchase. And in the meantime, it solves our need to add color.
How do you display something breakable like this with small children in the house?
I'm going to share a secret with you. Sometimes we take denture adhesive and spread it along the bottom of the figurine.
Don't do that.
Put the figurine on the shelf.
They sell this stuff called museum putty. Do that instead. Do not put denture cream on your ceramics.
The piano and the chair are different colored woods, but they work together. The contrast actually ties the whole room together, and the change in lighting really helps to accent the furniture and add drama to the room.
We were very, very pleased with the way the lighting went today, because we were able to create a very soft and inviting room just by using the lighting in particular ways. One way that we just love to use is can lighting, uplighting. It creates a very interesting pattern on the wall and on the ceiling, and it helps to make that corner of the wall very inviting.
The finished room is a wonderful combination.
What's that on the floor
of
underneath
pastels,
the table?
Bright colors, rich wood, and personal touches. Once again, our redesigners did an incredible job transforming a basic room into a cozy, intimate, and inviting space for family and friends.
It's like a basket of fruit? What is that? I mean, it's gonna get kicked the instant anybody goes in that room.
For questions or comments, please write to Decorating. And we're back with designer Nadia Ramirez. We're going to talk a little bit about what to do if you want to add some interesting furniture you maybe find at a garage sale and want to make it more cohesive with paint.
Okay.
So what do you do? I mean, we have many different elements that work in this room.
I think the first thing is to maybe pick out 3 pieces that you would use in a room that have some character to them, and also pick out about 3 different colors, some really strong, bold colors, so then you can see the effects on the furniture. And start with one piece, first of all, and you don't necessarily have to have a big plan. Paint that maybe one color, but if there's a lot of detail on that, leave that blank, first of all, and then maybe go to the next piece and use another paint color that you have and paint that, and then go back to the detail, and I think it'll all come together.
And very quickly, I want to ask you about your choice of purple in this room, because it's maybe not an obvious color choice to most of us when you see a lot of burgundy at work and then the animal print. Why purple?
I just looked at all the paint chips and I really liked that purple, so I just picked it, and then I started choosing other colors that went with it.
And it looks great.
I did the purple because I liked it. Not because it went with anything else in the room.
Your decorating dreams come true for less. I'm Joan Steppen. Thank you for watching. Hi, and welcome to Decorating Sense, the show that gives you great decorating ideas for a lot less. I'm Joan Steppen, and today we are going to make over a tiny kitchen for a young, growing family. We are going to infuse the all-white kitchen with a variety of green colors and come up with some creative solutions to increase space. And we'll do it all for under $500. That's right, we're going botanical in an all-white kitchen. We're going to trade the room's pristine white color scheme with a bright palette of greens and show you some great ideas to create extra space.
There's nothing worse than a white
Trash
kitchen,
to
in my
Treasure, find
opinion.
out how to create a unique end table.
Because, like, if you're going
out
to
of
cook
copper
in there,
tubing.
it's going to get dirty.
Then meet a homeowner who has decorated his home with sound sculptures.
What? Yo, that's sick.
As I told you a moment ago, we are going to redo a kitchen today, and it's for a family who has just added a member. So think about that as you look at this dining table. 4 people are going to be sitting around that small space in not too long a time.
And space is definitely an issue in this small kitchen. I've said that a lot, but you think about all the clutter that comes to the kitchen, and it really makes a big impact on a small space like this. We're going to do something about that. Good thing is, it's a white space to begin with, so we can just let our imaginations run wild in here. And what we think we're going to do is kind of a botanical look, create a lot of charm in here with our charm school experts.
With a book on her head.
I made that up. This is Joan McDowell, our interior designer friend.
Well, we are going to have so much fun today, Joan. Great color palette. We're
Where do we
going to
start?
go with a lighter shade of green,
I like
which will
green.
really give it fresh and, you know, nature, all the different colors of nature, all the different greens. And then we're going to stamp over it in a leaf pattern randomly, one for you and one for me. Didn't want to do this project alone. And we're going to just randomly put them up on the wall.
Random is good for me.
Random is good.
How about the window?
Okay, we're going to take these toppers down, and then we've bought some old shutters at a garage sale that we've cut down and done kind of like a Caribbean shutter awning effect.
Great area look. I know she wants that kept, but space is the issue.
Yeah, space is an issue, so we have to make every inch count.
Yeah.
And so we're going to change out the table. We're going to try to give her more storage over here and really make the most out of every inch that we have.
We're going to have fun. We're going to stamp. We're going to paint. We're going
We
to saw.
are. We are just going to do it all.
For under $500. As you can see, this kitchen is going to feel pretty cramped for a growing family. It's functional but uninteresting, and we refuse to settle for that. So you know our favorite solution, paint. We will use this light green shade called Hooked Rug Green.
A pretty shade of green.
The pale green hue gives the small kitchen a cool, fresh look. Now, we are not done painting yet. We dipped leaf stamps in a deeper shade of green called Seedling and stamped away.
Ta-da! Mine worked. Hey, mine too.
My kind of project, no real rules, it's very random.
Good. Random is good.
I've actually
Don't need to be
heard
perfect. It works
something
great for the
similar. It's
And
coming
that's the
back
whole idea of it.
in
Stamping
style.
versus stenciling is that it's not meant to be perfect. Yeah. And that's why it's good for us.
But we figured it's probably not good for a kid project. We were thinking maybe
No.
it would be, but just takes a little bit too much coordination. A good idea though, don't put a lot of paint on
Right,
the stencil,
right.
because then it slides.
It
or
gets
on your
way too
stamp.
thick, and then it starts sliding down the wall. Yeah.
Right, and practice.
Practice, take a piece of cardboard and practice. Practice for a while before you really come to the wall. But it's not hard.
But something that I've heard that people are doing recently is, in a similar vein to this, is you take your base wall color in like a matte, and then that same paint color, but in gloss, and stencil or stamp whatever pattern you want, and then it's like a invisible wallpaper almost, which I think is pretty neat.
It really isn't, and it's fun. I know.
The green leaves help to create depth and a greater expansion to the walls. Total cost for paint, $21. Next up, the kitchen cupboards, which need some rejuvenation. After taping off a border, we painted the center of each door with the darker color green used on the walls. The tape alone creates a clean line border. For further impact, we edged the doors with 1-inch decorative molding over the tape marks. Then, you guessed it, we stamped green leaves to match the walls in the lighter green for contrast. Next, we replaced the old handles on the upper cupboards.
I think that would have looked better just a solid green, but it's
And for
fine.
the lower cupboards, here's a fantastic savings. We cut 2 standard wooden dowels down into 14 pieces for attractive and inexpensive new handles. Total cost to breathe new life into old cupboards, only $11.
This is also kind of giving Animal
Now,
Crossing.
onto the storage shortage. Our motto for this kitchen, if there is space, we are using it. The extra wall space above the cupboards offers plenty of room to hang an additional shelf right on the soffit.
The shelf was a simple and inexpensive project using 2 planks and brackets. Total cost for materials, $17. The shelf offers a great spot to store
Clever.
accessories like this teapot found on clearance for just $25. Insulators found at a thrift store for $1.59 each, a $6 wire basket, a $12 picture, and some silk ivy in pots.
You know, these are the kind of ideas I really love. Creative and cheap.
Mine too.
Yeah.
In fact, I used it in my own home. These are great. 50-cent tiles that you buy. And then we got a stamp, which you have there.
The coolest stamp ever.
Isn't that wonderful?
Ooh, I got it the wrong way. There you
With
go.
China paint, you stamp it just like we did the walls, and it creates a backsplash so that it alleviates the water coming up off the sink onto our freshly painted walls,
Which
which
our
the
homeowner
homeowner,
said it was a problem here.
Right,
so
right.
That is a great idea.
Aren't these darling?
So really for about $5 for the whole deal, all the paint, all the tiles?
Yes, and you can use them for trivets. Take them off. You're having a party. Well, you probably wouldn't do it.
Awesome idea. I
Isn't
like
that
that.
great? Yeah, I love it.
What a weird
We said it
stamp.
before, we will say it again. We will snatch up any space that hasn't been taken. Above the stove is fair game, so we are turning it into storage for pots and pans.
Ooh, I like that.
From a wall bracket we found on clearance for only $5, complete with hooks. Above, a metal
You need,
grid
like,
shelf
really
works
sturdy-
great as a picture ledge for 3 green framed prints.
Screws, like,
And for the area
wall
above the
anchored.
fridge, a lamp, a basket, and a vase full of flowers lends light and color to the corner. Glass jars and the homeowner's cutting board are placed on hand by the stove. Next, we turned our attention to the windows. We wanted to keep them simple to allow for maximum light, so we designed awnings from old bifold doors hung with the original hinges. Simply constructed swinging arms make them adjustable. The effect? A wonderful Caribbean cottage feel in our new botanical kitchen.
Interesting.
We saved our biggest space-saving solution for last. We were losing valuable extra inches from this overhanging counter, so we sawed it down with a jigsaw.
All right. This is what we meant by every inch counts in the kitchen. We're saving about 4 inches.
And you know what? In a kitchen that's this size, that really means a lot, because with our new table, it just gives more space to pull that chair back.
Absolutely.
An iron-on end cap seals off the cut mark we just made. And
Oh,
we've given
good. I
ourselves
for a
enough room
hot
to
second
squeeze
thought they were
in
gonna
this
leave
new
that raw.
hardwood dining table found at a going-out-of-business sale for only $103. This garage sale bench makes great seating for the kids, which we covered with a padded bench cushion in a botanical print to match the walls. 2 matching pillows sewn from placemats on top. And the best part, the lid lifts up for more much-needed storage. For the parents, we made the original chairs comfortable with matching chair cushions. Look at our table now. Above it, we hung a print and some extra baskets for storage, a clock, and more organizing power with this wood cabinet. And
You know what it's
baskets
kind
scattered
of
along the
giving? Oh, I don't know if I... It's giving
And finally,
90s
a rag rug woven in shades of green,
Subway.
coordinating striped dish towels.
Like the sandwich restaurant.
Do you like your new kitchen?
Yeah. I think we all like the new kitchen.
Yes,
Isn't this
very
wonderful?
much. It's beautiful.
This is Patty and Todd and baby Josh, and this is Emily, who are all going to be sitting around.
Hold on. Let me see if I can... Like, it looks like this. Like, early 2000s Subway sandwiches. Like, with the green?
On that table sometime very soon, right?
Yes.
This is an awesome kitchen.
Like,
I wish I could.
y'all see it, right?
Would that be possible?
Come on,
Right now, they've got their hands hands
Yeah.
full.
Oh, it is just wonderful.
Yeah.
How much did we end up spending in here?
$499.50.
She owes you 50
50 cents. So, you know, it was the cookies that did it.
Huge impact. Yeah, she loves the cookies.
I
Thumbs up
know,
on the
that's
cookies.
right.
Okay. Well, let's take a look back at everything that we have done in this great kitchen. What once was a stark, cramped space is now alive with a botanical infusion of color.
That and that. These are the same image. Oh my god.
The kitchen had the worn-out look of a room that had been well used over the years. Now, the place is bursting with charm as well as function. It is a room the whole family can congregate in and enjoy. It's time for Trash to Treasure. That's where we show you how to take your garage sale finds and turn them into great furniture and accessories for your home.
And put
today,
glass
we're
on top
back
of a
at
thing
Sticks
to turn it into a
Stones,
table.
home furnishing store in Minneapolis. And the owner, Rob Whitlaff, is going to show us how to make some unique wall art using old mirrors, pictures, and old bed parts. Hello, Rob.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Nice to see you. I'm doing fine.
Good.
That is the most vibrant trumeau
It is
I've ever
definitely
seen.
a very vibrant
What?
Mo, but it's just a really fun kind of easy mirror.
Mm-hmm.
To show you what we did here. Basically, what we've put this together with is some simple board that we painted out here in a really fresh,
This guy
crisp
pisses me
color.
off.
We've used old bed rails, and what we did was we just split the bed rail in half, took a couple of them and cut them down to add the detailing in here, and then to make the trumeau part, which you talked about, that picture in the mirror, we took a simple print out of a magazine and used that. Now it's something you could use an old print if you had one. You could even use fabric.
Yeah,
if you
nothing
wanted.
like
Out of a book.
90s fast
Yeah.
food
That
design.
looks fabulous.
Yeah.
What a great idea. You know what I love about this idea too is that it is such simple construction. You don't even miter the corners, and all the detail comes from something that's already done.
Yep, and your eye really focuses on this detail and on the picture, so you really don't even look at the construction.
I like that.
All right.
I love this. I think this is a fabulous idea. I love the use of flashing.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
This
I think my
is what
favorite
we call
90s
kind of, it's an old
fast food
somewhat
restaurant design
jelly-covered
is probably
style
Taco Bell
piece.
with like
Pie
that
Pie
like
safe. That's another one. And let's see. This is actually something I do admit. this
Miami
came out of my neighbor's
Vice
garbage.
esque
If they're watching,
color
they-
scheme.
It's better now than they did when they threw it out. No, it was out in their garbage, and they'd been doing a redo on the house. So this was something that sat by the probably back door. It was missing the doors on it. The back was off. So what we decided to do is really make this great punch tin. And it's a really easy construction. We first freshened up the cabinet itself with a little bit of an overwash on the paint, so it gave it a real new fresh color. Then we did the simple flashing here, and we've done the punch tin treatment, so it's given it a real exciting new look that's much more sophisticated than what it was
Oh,
before.
very much so.
I also loved,
share with us about doing the
what
punch
restaurant
There is. Let's take a peek
chain
here.
was it that
I'm gonna
had
give
like
you
the
handle.
sunroom?
And you're going to take a simple
Was
piece
that
of flashing
Wendy's?
like this. You want to do it on a surface, on a board, an old piece of wood, so that you're not pounding into something that you want to keep.
How long did it take you to learn that?
Yeah. By taking a punch, you're just going to give it a couple really good, hard.
You'll have made a design on there that you
Yep,
found.
you're going to mail it design. What you do is basically, you're right through. And as you can see here, we've just got a simple hole that's coming through here. Now this is something you can trace out your design. You could lay it out in pencil if you wanted to, and then just go through and make those punches along the way. You could really fill this up with a lot of holes, or as few as you want.
I love
Yeah, with the Wendy's sunroom.
Very easy.
But this really has my heart.
Super
I love
aesthetic,
coffee,
but
Isn't this
for
great?
one thing.
I know the reason they
Really
got rid of
easy
them is
table
because
furniture
they
that we've
were a
done, and
bitch
it's
to heat
incredibly
and cool.
inexpensive. What we've done is gone to a hardware store and gotten basic copper tubing.
Not expensive.
Not expensive at all. Probably the construction materials in here alone for the copper is $10. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
You also buy these joints pre-made, so it's not something you have to construct all these joints. You buy these pre-made. Now the trick to this is the handy-dandy little tool that you've got there, which is great. Yeah.
Blowtorch!
Oh, it doesn't even work.
There you go. And
I
like,
love this.
yeah, and it's a fairly inexpensive tool. You're probably looking at around $20 for that.
Really?
Yeah, what you're going to do is take this piece of tubing, you're going to add your joint on. So say we're doing a joint down here. what we do is we put a substance called flux on this before we actually attach this little piece here. That
Flux is what they
then,
use
once
to
heated up,
do stained glass.
is going to, once you get the solder with it, make the element of the bond. As soon as you're done heating it up, you just touch the solder right to it, and the solder then is going to form that bond.
And the cool thing is, if you know what you're doing,
Yep.
this is like a half-hour project.
It is. You know, if you practice, you can do some great things. This is glass that we found at a reuse kind of center, and it was $2. So we made the table to fit the glass. But you know, you can
Look
do
at the
whatever
beta
you want.
fish.
$12 table.
$12
and
table.
half-
Y'all probably
Yeah.
can't see it, but I can
Thank you
see
so much.
Great. Thanks to you.
it. This guy is nuts. I can tell right now.
Now, we are about to meet a sculptor whose house is filled with unique pieces that he or his wife have designed. But he's a little different from most sculptors. This guy is a sound sculptor. Let's meet him. Look closely at the
Okay.
front yard of this house and you will notice that the people who live here appreciate sculpture. Inside, the homeowners, Norman Anderson and Kathy Schaefer, have dedicated much of the space in their home to sculptures and artwork they have created themselves.
When people visit our house, they often find these strange objects sitting in almost every room. And these are sculptures which I make. They're sound sculptures, and they perform sort of musical compositions. And these evolved out of an interest I had
Oh, I
in
hope I don't
science
get copyright
and
struck for
art
that.
and also music as I grew up. And I combined and synthesized all these things to create these objects. And they use found objects like musical instruments and organ pipes, like in this case, and motors and gears and electronic parts and so forth. And they sound something like this.
Oh, cool.
Musical sculptures are worked into the decor all over the house.
That's rad.
This piece is actually an instrument that Norman designed. He calls it a flexichord. In keeping with his appreciation for music, Norman collects organs, like this 1890s Story and Clark organ. The dark woodwork of the instrument coordinates well with the dark woodwork in the dining room. On the ledge above, Norman's wife Kathy has used a collection of syrup bottles to create a unique look. Kathy began collecting the bottles when she realized how hard it was to throw them away. Her artist's eye liked the feminine symbolism they represent.
Is that
To
just
lend
Mrs.
some relief
Buttersworth?
from the dark brown tones and woodwork, Norman and Kathy used this lighter toned table, found for only $100 at a thrift shop. They saved money by purchasing the chairs separately, and as you can see, they coordinate wonderfully. In the kitchen, there is yet another sound sculpture that
Oh,
deserves an
yeah.
explanation.
This is my doorbell up here, which is...
This is like some Wallace and Gromit shit.
People always came to our house and wondered, what kind of interesting doorbell do you have as a sound sculptor? And I never had one, so I finally put this one together. And when someone rings the doorbell, it makes a couple of different sounds for the front or the back door. Here's what it sounds like.
Oh my god.
Norman and Kathy renovated the rest of
Yeah.
the kitchen with tasteful simplicity. The cupboards were the originals found in what was once the pantry of the house, but which had been banished to the garage by the previous owners. Norman reinstalled the salvageable parts and had to reconstruct the rest.
This guy
It
is
makes
a
sense that
Dr.
they would
Seuss
choose
character.
unique appliances for their kitchen as well. Norman purchased this 1963 stove for only $100. Being the handy person that he is, he was able to repair the gas leaks and get it in working order to add to the character of the kitchen.
Whoa.
And here's one object that really no house should be without, and that's a Statue of Liberty. And this is one that
Yo, I love this guy.
And it opens up, and you can get in.
I love him.
So she did a lot of research. You put your feet right where the Statue of Liberty's feet actually go, and then you close this in on you, and the crown comes down over your head, and you become the Statue of Liberty.
Oh my god.
A living sculpture. And so you can see there are really no limits to the unusual objects that you can use in your house.
For questions or comments, please write to Decorating Sense in care of
They would have a
HGTV.
rope machine.
We are back in one of the coolest kitchens I've ever seen with the wonderful designer Joan McDowell and master craftsman Tim Colleran. So we just want to explain what I think is the cool idea of the day here.
I'm pretty sure that was just me.
Which started out with a garage
That was me
sale
laughing.
of louvered closet doors and the idea that we want to create an awning, a Caribbean awning kind of a feeling, and take it
over to
away.
Tim.
Yeah. How do you go from here to
He
that?
looked at me like I was crazy.
That was it. I had to scratch my head a little bit, but it turned out really nice. It was a really good idea. It's just a matter of cutting them to fit the windows. It wasn't too difficult. The wider window we have, basically all I had to do was cut it off here on each side.
Okay.
And the panel isn't glued in. So that one was done. And in order to get, I'm going to go up here, in order to get this piece, I just took the leftover piece here and used that to bring the awning out, so I didn't have to do that.
Such a recycler.
Yeah.
I was going to say, isn't that clever?
And actually, then we ended up reusing the hinges, too, so we had extras. And I got to say, what's really neat is we got these out of Joan's garage. That was the best part
Okay,
of
it was my garage sale, okay?
And what prices I got from there.
What a
kind of a
bargain.
deal.
That's right. You drive a hard bargain, I'll tell you.
Anyway, it is such a great idea and great execution. I just thought it was very cool. The whole kitchen, I want to stay. And remember, with a little imagination, you can make your decorating dreams come true for life.
Next stream, I might do a deep dive into that sound designer guy. Because he is wacky, and I know there has to be more into him and his wife. It can't just be that he needed his house featured on HGTV. Oh my god.
Hi, and welcome to Decorating Sense, the show that gives you great decorating ideas for a lot less. I'm Joan Steffen, and today we're going inside this condominium to take a living room that lacks personality and give it kind of an industrial, techie, not tacky, but techie kind of look. We're going to add architectural
Techie, not
interest to give it
tacky.
the illusion of space.
I'm gonna hold
And
you
we're
to
gonna
that,
do all
Joan.
that for under
Gonna hold you to that.
$500. That's right, we are going to give a small condominium living room a modern industrial edge. On Trash to Treasure, find out how to display a vintage
Modern
sign
industrial
from a curtain
for
rod.
the 90s.
Then we'll rearrange the furniture and accessories in a screened-in porch to give it a fresh, new look. This condominium is the first home of a newly married couple, and it was built in the 1980s, so there isn't a whole lot of architectural interest in this small, boxy living room that we're going to redo today. They have a good start. They bought a couple of contemporary clean-line pieces, which is their style, and they did something really smart. They ripped up the old gray matted carpeting that used to be in here and replaced it with hardwood floors, which is creating kind of an airy feel in here. But the focal point in the room is this fireplace, and it's not necessarily a good one. It's kind of a big black hole, nothing spectacular about it. So of course we're going to change that up and create a feeling of spaciousness in this small room with the help of this guy. It's designer Greg Walsh. Hi, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Oh, we got a male
So you
designer.
work for us.
That's
yeah,
new.
Like you said, they've taken out the old gray carpet that was all matted down, taken down window
Oh, good.
treatments and put
That's
a fresh coat of
disgusting.
paint on to kind of head in the direction that they want to go, which is kind of a industrial, techie look, some warmer colors so it's not too cold. And
We're going to start really with the fireplace. That's going to be a
Yeah.
real big project, isn't it?
right, we're going to try to jazz this up a little bit. We're going to take some basic wood molding, which is painted chrome. We're going to come in and going to band that about 13 inches apart and give some drama to that.
Now, how about the galvanized piping here? What are we doing with that?
We're going to use this for shelves. Again, we're going to kind of at the same points, we're going to come across, put some shelves on these to hold the audio and video equipment. That's going to give kind of a techie look to it, keeping that all exposed.
Okay, now
All right.
spaciousness. I know we're
I'm
not
intrigued.
painting a darker color if we're looking for that, right?
No, it's a small room. What we're going to do is create horizontal bands, a little more contemporary feel, and just 13-inch stripes again that are going to be a little bit deeper and a little bit more of a gloss index to kind of visually open up the room.
Cool. We are going to have a lot of fun today, and we're going to do it for under $500.
This condo living room has the uncluttered look the homeowners like, but the room lacks character and impact. The room is small, and the black fireplace seems lost at the bottom of the blank, expansive wall. Let's add some dimension to these plain cream walls. We will be using a contrasting color in a slightly warmer, deeper hue of beige, painted in horizontal bands around the room.
What?
But first, we need to mark off the width of our stripes. Using a story pole made from a 1x2 piece of wood, we marked the wall. Then we made our stripes by snapping chalk lines across the walls. Next, we rolled the paint within the boundaries set up by our masking tape. Just watch, the color is subtle, but the change will be dramatic. The semi-gloss sheen against the matte background helps instantly to create the illusion of space while adding subtle interest to the walls. The cost? 1 gallon of paint and a whole lot of masking tape. Next, we turned our attention to the fireplace wall.
No.
To streamline the impact of the fireplace, we banded the jutting fireplace wall with chrome-painted stock molding. First, we mitered the bands.
In the future, everything is
The trim of
chrome.
each strip aligned to match the horizontal painted striping on the walls. The striping creates a dramatic architectural difference to what was once a plain sheetrocked wall. But the existing molding around the black fireplace clashes with our streamlined look. So, we spray painted it chrome, like the stripes.
No!
Remember those bookshelves we told you about? It's time to put those up. We had galvanized piping cut to length and threaded at a home improvement store. We attached them with flanges which we screwed right into the studs of the wall on either side for support.
Simple shelves rest on top of the piping, made from 3/4-inch plywood, spruced up with decorative molding.
Are you gonna
and
spray
stained
paint that
with
chrome?
Cherry finish.
Great, I like this idea.
Yeah, it's really even turned out much better than I thought it would.
Yeah?
We're using basic materials from the hardware store, just the galvanized pipe and just simple plywood with the edge bending on, and the stain really gives it a warm, rich look and a lot of storage on there.
That's a good idea if you're looking for an industrial look, just go check out the hardware stores and the construction
Why it's
places.
industrial.
Yeah, I like it, and it's really inexpensive.
Oh, less than $200 for the whole system here, and we get tons of storage for the TV and books.
If it fits, we're gonna try that.
It'll fit.
Okay.
Total cost for shelving, $158. Now to fill those shelves. With that wall done, it's on to the windows, where one of the main materials used will be galvanized metal, of course. Using the piping for the curtain rod, we then hung sheer cream fabric from beaded chrome shower curtain rings. The effect
Oh,
creates a
no,
soft,
don't do
fluid
that.
transposed against the industrial quality of the rods.
That's ugly. Oh.
The other windows get a slightly different look. 2 rods, one on top and one on the bottom, to offer slightly more privacy from the outside world. Next up, the lighting issue in this room. There isn't any overhead light, so we made some lamps to hang in front of the window. Thick industrial cord runs from a light bulb down the side of the wall, fastened with small screw hooks, spaced the same width as the stripes.
Amazing. Greg is not an electrician, but he plays one on TV. He made this out of a lampshade, basically, right?
Well, a lampshade and a socket cord and plug, and left everything kind of exposed to give our high-tech look, and did it for all under $6-7.
The high tech
that
is
is
exposed to
amazing. I do like
wires,
that
I
exposed
guess.
look, because you don't have to worry about it like in a traditional home.
Right, and it just plays off with the theme and keeps the whole feel going.
Now, Greg knows quite a bit about electricity, so he can do this, but we would probably suggest that you find somebody who knows something if you're not an expert. Yeah, it's a great look.
Thanks.
Next, we brought back in the furniture. The homeowner's couch was repositioned in front of the window, and a chrome end table on wheels was rolled into place. The end table is a simple four-sided wooden box.
Why
raised
is
up
it on
wheels
wheels?
and spray-painted chrome to coordinate with the industrial look. Next to the original white chair, we positioned a round retro table with a soft bleached wood finish and crowned it with the homeowner's matching bleached wood lamp. Cherry-stained picture frames filled with pages from a
Oh my God.
make great artwork for only $2 a piece.
Jump
In
scare.
the corner, the clean lines and muted hues of the room are offset with a simple blue vase filled with red gerbera daisies and an orange-based lamp in a similar lean, fluid shape to make a stunning contemporary statement. A chrome-painted terracotta pot filled with crushed granite offers another pop of color under the window. And finally, the original ottoman topped with a serviceable round tray make for a very mobile coffee table. An inexpensive round chrome basket gets placed next to the fireplace for firewood. And finally, a large round mirror hung in the center above the fireplace makes an interesting contrast against the linear wall.
Yeah, that's pretty
We're done,
cool.
right?
We're done.
This is a fabulous looking room. I was going to try to pick out a favorite thing in here, but I don't know that I can.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. And we've never painted horizontal stripes before. I like that.
Yeah, it turned out well. I haven't done it before either. It's kind of an experiment.
Good.
It worked.
Yeah. How much did we spend in here?
$496.
Fun. It looks great. But you know what? We should really find out what the people think, or we're going to have to live in
Yes.
here. Kim and Mike? Okay. It's not a little small white box anymore. What do you think?
No, it's fabulous. This
Great.
is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I like the shelving and also the stripes. That's awesome.
I just
Good
Great.
job. Thank you.
Thanks. It was fun.
Well, let's take a look back at everything that we've done in this room. Remember how plain and uninspiring this room seemed when we started? The small, boxy shape and undefined focal point were in need of some serious decorating attention.
I will say, it is an upgrade.
Now, the subtle difference in tone and sheen of the stripes make a dramatic
The stripes are a bit much. I think you could have done without the stripes. The curtains are butt-ass ugly.
We have created
And
depth,
there's, like-
interest, and style, with a unique industrial look to lend personality to a cool new living room.
The random bits of chrome are confusing, but I guess on theme.
It's time for Trash to Treasure. That's where we show you how to turn your garage sale finds into great furniture and accessories for your home. And today we are back in Sticks and Stones. It's a home furnishing store in Minneapolis. And the owner, our friend Rob Whitleff, is going to show us how to age a library table by rubbing it with umber paint. Hi, Rob.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
It's great to see you.
Now, what could you possibly do to improve this table?
I know. Well, there's a couple things, but it's it's a great table, isn't it?
Oh,
it's
awesome.
It's just a great. It's actually an old library table with the drawer. It pulls out, but it's really been neglected over a number of years. But actually, the white paint is kind of interesting. But
It's a cool
the
table.
major thing that's got to go first is this. Yeah, this contact paper top is really pretty bad. So we're gonna pull this off.
Thankfully, it comes off very easily.
Yeah,
Tested
just-
that out. I say that as I can't get mine up at all.
Well, pull.
Oh, much better.
Yeah, so that can go.
That sounds great in
And
the
it's got
mic.
this old pine top on it, which is actually kind of interesting itself. But what we're going to do here is use umber, and umber is it's an acrylic umber, and
It's just a shade of
it's a
pink?
shade of it's a darkening element that's kind of like a stain. But what we're going to do is on this piece here, we're actually just going to put it right on the top,
Okay.
and we just rub it in. And it really just ages out the wood. So you can kind of see that it's darkening in here.
Because this does look kind of fresh after being hidden
Yeah,
by that contact.
it does look kind of fresh. So this is going to give it a really nice kind of aged, darkened look on the top.
Then you'd seal that with some...
You're going to seal that with like a polyurethane, like a light polyurethane. Then to tie the front in, what
Or
we're going to do
instead
is
of
we're
using
gonna water
paint, you
down
just
some of this umber and
be
go
like a
over
normal
the white
person and
paint.
buy
What
some
that does
stain.
is it gives it a little cleaner look. It doesn't make the white look dirty. It ages it, but in a nice way.
So it coordinates with the
So it
the
coordinates
depth
with
of
the depth of the top. So we're just going to water this down a little bit here.
Okay, put a little on the rag and then dip it in
Yep.
some water.
And then we're just going to rub this on the front here.
Oh, and it really brings up the cracking and stuff
Yep.
like that.
So
Oh, I
it just
see how that
simply
really
ages that out. So in doing the entire table, it's really going to give it just a really great kind of aged look.
Again,
You
just
can see
buy
that you can
some
really do this to
stain.
whatever depth that you want, you know, wipe it out. But it gives
Don't
it a real
waste
nice,
your
clean, mellow look.
expensive
Once
oil
the dark
paints.
top, it's now you've got a really great table. And this is something that was under $100. I mean, it's really a nice find.
I think you got a real bargain on that. I
Yeah,
like
it's a
that
good
lot.
piece.
Yeah. Now this, I can give you a bargain on a lot of these at my house.
Aren't these great?
I have so much clear glass at my house.
Yeah, you know, these vases are the kind of things that, you know, you receive when you receive flowers. You always get these generic vases, and you don't know what to use them for.
Right,
And people don't
recycle
seem,
them?
yeah, people don't seem to use them again. And you can find them at a flea market or at a garage sale for like a nickel, a quarter. But what we've done here is just taken this great new paint that actually paints on glass and it dries. There's some paints that have to actually be baked, but
Yeah.
now there's some new process. You can actually just paint right on the glass, and the glass dries with the paint, and it's solid, and it adheres, and it's permanent. So it's really a great new thing.
So let your imagination run wild with the paint.
You
and the
can. You know,
glass.
what we've done in this one is just done these great big flowers. On here, we've done a stripe. Now, this stripe actually is coordinated with this ribbon. So we're going to tie a big bow, you know, around the front of
That's
this.
a good look.
Isn't that a great look? We've also done the dots down here. It's something
sure.
really simple, but it really makes a vase special and unique. You could paint somebody's name. You could put first baby on it. You could, you know, do something that really ties in. And it's using a vase you already have.
Yeah, and make use of it for maybe a dinner party or something like that. You want to have a theme or you have a
Yeah.
color scheme going and just paint things out for that event, and you have no real loss.
You have no real loss, and it's a
Yeah.
very easy thing to do, but really personalizes, like you're saying.
Good
Great
idea.
look.
This is my favorite idea.
Isn't this fun?
I like this a lot.
This is a simple address plaque, but it's created out of a couple things you probably have around the house. This is one of the old time curtain rods. It used to be mounted onto the walls, and it's one of those that extends in and out. I think that, yeah, it's going to go in and
that's
out.
great.
So we've kind of added this simple chain here. This would mount through these couple screw holes here onto the wall. And then we took an old frame. This was just a generic old frame that had a really ugly old print in it. We just painted the print out black, actually.
Oh, really?
Yep, and screwed these numbers right under the front of it. You may want to replace out the print with a board if the print is not strong enough.
Right.
We've printed out gold, a couple eye hooks, and the chain to the top, and we've got a great little address plaque.
That's not awful.
Yeah, you would want to put this in a covered area.
But it's a great look, and you can actually even do it indoors too if you wanted to do something really interesting in the crook of an archway or something
could.
like that, announcing a new room. Or
Yep, you could.
do something.
You could put a, you know, you paint this out and say welcome. You know, you're really wide open.
Yeah, great idea. I like that. Too bad that's not my address.
Ah, too bad, you know.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
It
It's
was
good to-
fun. And I hope you'll stay with us because when we come back, we're going to do an interior redesign.
And they'll move things and make it look ever so slightly different.
Our friends at the Interior Arrangement and Design Association are now ready to rearrange a 3-season porch. They're going to transform the space using just the existing furnishings. You always hear about how to furnish a room when it's too small, but what do you do when it's too big? Our homeowners today have purchased some beautiful patio furniture, but they aren't quite sure how to arrange the pieces in their oversized 3-season porch. So, we brought in interior rearrangers Diana Ragsdale and Delina Dobrinchuk, members of the Interior Arrangement and Design Association, to transform this room into a comfortable living space for the homeowners.
This is a great room. We've decided to bring a little bit of the outdoors in. This morning while we were scavenging the property, we found some great lawn ornaments and decided that by bringing those few little pieces in would make the embodiment of outdoors seen inside.
First, the crew removed all of the furniture, including the patio set that will later be rearranged with other furnishings. Emptying the room allows Diana and Delina to work with the architecture of the porch without any distractions. Furniture was brought back into the room and creative thought was given to the placement of each piece. These lawn chairs will make a cozy sitting area for two.
And to create a fun atmosphere, this old telescope and tricycle was placed here, and then accessorized with beautiful plants and flowers. Finally, some birdhouses were hung from the ceiling to create this interesting vignette.
Our goal today was to bring
But
the
why wouldn't you
outside
hang the
in.
birdhouses
We accomplished that by utilizing
outside?
the bird bath that we found on the lawn. We added softness to the table with the ivy. We also created height by using some birdhouses that we found throughout the house. We did different levels for visual effect. I think as a whole, the whole concept works for this room and looks very nice.
And now here's the finished makeover. Notice how the cozy little niches make the room feel more inviting. This beautiful floor lamp turns lawn chairs into a soft and warm sitting area. One of the tips of the trade is to place your collectibles in a grouping. By doing so, you're creating an interesting vignette, and each piece will have more of a visual impact than when they stand alone.
Since the client has grandchildren, we wanted to incorporate fun into the room. We did that through sleds on the wall, tricycle in a strategic place, and a few toys lying around. We also wanted the room to be practical. We did this by dividing the room into 3 sections. We have a dining area. Then we also created an area where they could just come and relax in the afternoon and unwind after a long day.
How many times could they mention the sitting area?
And
I've counted
finally,
3
we
so
created
far.
an area where they can sit and watch TV or also enjoy a different view from the room.
The 3-season porch is now a functional part of the house. The homeowners can enjoy dinner with friends, a celebration with family, a quiet morning sipping on a cup of tea,
4.
or a lazy afternoon watching television. All this in one room, and it didn't cost a thing. For questions or comments, please write to Decoratings or Makeover with. And be sure to include the episode number and your daytime phone number. We are back in our contemporary living room makeover with designer Greg Welsh, who's going to give us another hint about contemporary lamps.
Yes.
And you made this one too?
I made part of it.
Okay, what'd you do?
This was kind of a mission project where I went out looking to create a unique lamp. And
Pretty
found
neat lamp.
Just really kept looking for a great form and found the form in the base.
It's kind of giving lava lamp.
Kind of looked past what the finish was on it and did some silver leafing on it to give it a real luxurious finish.
It's still
and then,
aged a little
yeah,
bit.
it has a nice worn look to it. And then put the money into having a custom shade made and having some of the details put on it.
The hell are those?
To match the base.
It's great.
And so
What are those?
they're just
Thank you,
little.
Joe.
They're actually for garment from the garment industry for some clothing trims, and then just really created something special. And part of it was inexpensive, and part of it was a little more expensive.
That's very cool. I like it a lot. Bottom line, use your imagination.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for today. You did an awesome job.
Thanks, it was fun.
And remember, with a little imagination, you can make your decorating dreams come true for less. I'm Joan Stetson. Thank you for watching.
And with that, I think we're gonna call it a night. I hope everybody learned something. Probably more how to not decorate your house. But there were some fun and interesting ideas from way back in the day. And yeah, I am gonna go try and do a deep dive on that sound sculpture guy, because that's my new hyperfixation from the night. If I find out any information about him, I will probably do a little stream about him, because he looked super interesting. Yeah. So, I hope everybody had a good night, and I will see y'all again on Monday. Good night.